Gentlemen,
hello.
welcome.
Oh.
Nathan on the left, second time out at the Goblin Athenaeum,
Yeah.
having faced Tony and got trounced last time by his Tyranids because they're so awesome.
Yeah.
Duncan on the right.
Hello.
Welcome, Duncan.
Hi.
Long-standing member of our gaming circle. Hails originally from Scotland. Nathan, famous for doing a very good Scottish accent, and that's why you two get on so well, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's it.
that's the entire basis. If it wasn't for that, we'd hate each other.
That and I like the fact that he takes squishy Imperial Guard.
Yes, so on to the facts at hand, actually, on that point. I summoned you here. I summoned you up into my domain. I said we're going to play a 1,200 point game.
Yep.
And I didn't say which models you had to bring or which armies you were going to draw from, but you have taken Duncan.
I've gone with Craftworld Eldar.
Craftworld Eldar. Nathan is...
I brought Squishy Guard because we painted them the other day.
We did paint them the other day. You'll see that in the other video. So yeah, let's jump into it. Dunk, tell us about your Eldar a little bit. What have you got exactly in that list?
So I've deliberately picked something I wouldn't normally take, so it's not very competitive at all, but it should be quite fun. I brought some jet bikes, which I haven't used for a long time in 8th from the first time I took them, and they got squished by an Exocrine very, very quickly. So I've got 2 units of 6 of them. 6 of them have shuriken cannons, and 6 of them don't, because I couldn't afford them.
Right.
And then I took 2 fire prisms as some anti-tank stuff, or some anti-armour, or whatever I need to squish with it. And they're quite versatile. Fire prisms can alter their fire to be good against infantry, good against heavy infantry, or good against vehicles.
I noticed that. There's 3 settings on those weapons, right?
They're quite versatile things to take. So I rate them quite highly. They're a little bit squishy, I suppose, if people manage to get close to them. And certainly if I get into an extended firefight with Imperial Guard tanks, I'm definitely going to lose. So hopefully I can pop a couple. What else did I take? I took 3 units of 2 units of 5 Dire Avengers and 1 unit of 6 Dire Avengers. The 2 units of 5 are sitting in a Wave Serpent, and the unit of 6 I'll just use a tactical stratagem to put them in the webway. So they can hopefully pop out and seize an objective later in the game, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, just so everyone that's watching knows, we have already selected all the missions, we've done the deployment, and Dunk has already spent some of those CPs. So we'll get on to all of that in a bit.
The other 3 things I took 3 HQ choices. I only needed to take 2 because I'm just bringing a battalion, but I like the 3rd one. I've taken an Alaitoc, a Farseer, and a Warlock, and they're all on jet bikes. So it's a very mobile army, but it's pretty flimsy. Especially against high strength, high AP weaponry that Nathan has quite a lot of.
So guys on jet bikes generally toughness 5?
No, toughness 4.
Toughness 4, okay, and Eldar vehicles generally toughness maybe 7. Right, okay, so you're kind of 1 pip lower then, say, than like a Space Marine biker, for example. You're a bit weaker than him, and an Imperial Guard tank, you're a bit weaker than those.
Yes,
to represent
so I hopefully have some slightly superior weaponry.
Yeah, more shooty, but a little bit more...
Yep.
Bendy.
The good thing about bikes is whenever they advance, they automatically advance 6, and because they're Eldar, any type of assault weapon you can use as though you've remained stationary, even if you do advance. So the bikes are fast and can lay down quite a lot of firepower, but we'll see.
Yeah, so is there a specific craft world that you're from?
I have taken them as Alaitoc, simply because the only way I can hope to keep them alive a little bit is to stay as far away from Nathan as possible until I'm ready to shoot at him, in which case the Alaitoc gives you -1 to hit if you're firing at them they're over 12 inches from you. So it puts the guard into hitting on 5s rather than 4s. So I've used that quite effectively before.
Yeah, not difficult to be 12 inches away from your opponent when you can fly 20.
22.
Okay, I stand corrected. Right, Nath. Tell us about your extremely slow and ponderous army by comparison.
Well, yeah.
Not actually that slow and ponderous though, is it?
Well, I mean, it is still quite slow. I only brought 1 Chimera, so, unlike the last time, I had all of my infantry stuck in tanks, so I could get around a bit more. But I've taken Tallarn, so they can advance and shoot any weapon other than a heavy weapon, and they don't have negatives for firing assault weapons when they've advanced.
Mm-hmm.
And their tanks can move and fire heavy weapons without any negative. So I've got 3 tanks, a Malcador and 2 Lehman Russ Conquerors. which is at the Conquerors, so I can get the re-rolls to hit with the coaxial Stormbolter.
Yep.
They all feel quite Tallarn-y, fairly...
In light of what Duncan's just said about his extra -1 over 12 inches, that coaxial Stormbolter sounds like it's going to be quite a boon.
It's going to be very good, and not having negatives to my heavy weapons as well, that would have been even worse, because they'd have dropped to 5, then 6s.
Yeah.
So.
And you've got this Malkador, which is a great looking model.
Yeah.
We'll get some still images of that up right now for you to all have a look at. It's very sexy, nicely painted too.
Yeah.
And I said earlier, or Duncan I think asked earlier, oh, how many wounds does that have? And I said, not as many as Leman Russ. And you corrected me by saying, oh no, not as many as 2 Leman Russ. It can take a few shots, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's 300 points, so you could get 2 Leman Russ for the same monies, which would have slightly more wounds. But yeah, it's 18 wounds, 2 las cannons, demolish cannon, 5 heavy bolters. Yeah.
And it can carry guys around?
Can't carry guys around.
Can't carry guys around. Just a weapon platform.
Just a weapon platform.
And it does look like something out of World War One.
Yeah.
It does.
Incidentally, viewers, one of my most favourite wars of all time.
The fact that you have a favourite war is a little bit disturbing.
I think I'm just getting into the spirit of all this, really, by having a favourite war. I think you two should get yourselves a favourite war as well. We can discuss that later. Yeah, it'll be the American Civil War once I've worked my magic on them. Yeah, anything else worth mentioning about these armies before we move on? Got anything else in there that you want to give a quick shout out to?
No, I've just got some vets as well as regular guys, so hopefully their higher ballistic skill can maybe do something against those bikes. But other than that, it's just...
In the last game I played, realised vets no longer have a higher leadership than normal troopers.
No.
No.
But leadership is less of a problem than it used to be way back in Second Ed. In that you don't tend to suddenly lose the entire unit's effectiveness. You might lose a guy or a couple of guys. It can make the difference between whether you get first strike or not.
Yeah, exactly. Or psychological warfare, that was important last time.
Yeah, so it can be situationally important, but it's not quite as devastating as when your unit that's lost 2 or 3 people, but all of a sudden has to take the break test, suddenly legs it, and now needs to come back to where they were. You just lose a couple of guys, which I quite like.
Fred's been killed, quick, go hop on that bush.
Yep.
Yeah. So we feel a bit better about it. Are we over it yet? Yeah, okay, then let's
or
go.
If you're Tony and you have some Chaos Terminators, oh no, let's run off the board.
Yeah.
Twice.
Well, Tony does have a tendency to roll a few double ones. Which mission did you roll?
You wrote it down, helpfully. It's something to do with communications.
Oh, strategic disruption.
Or something like communication disruption. Or
something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't write it down.
It's the it's the one where you generate 4 tactical objectives each turn, but your opponent can spend a command point when you draw your objectives to declare that one of them you can't score that turn. So quite situationally useful if your opponent draws something that's going to score them loads of victory points, or you think it's really easy for them to achieve. You can spend a command point and stop them.
But you can't, as we pointed out earlier, you can't wait till they're right there, poised on top of it, and they're about to claim that objective, and then you have to do it when they draw
the objectives. Yeah. Well, it's when they draw all their objectives, you can then look at them and go, right, that's the one I'm going to stop you from doing.
You could spend 5 command points and prevent someone getting a card that they get right at the beginning all the way through to the end. Are we
sure about...
as in, you could do it every single turn. So if somebody
you can only do it once per turn?
Once per turn, you can do it each turn. And it doesn't have to be one they've just drawn. So, for example, if I draw... or Nathan draws in the first turn area denial, for example, well, that's usually a free shot at D3 victory points. Now, your way usually of doing that is if you spend the 1 command point and then get something within 6. But you could choose to sit there and go, no, I'm just going to spend a command point each turn and stop him ever scoring that until he decides that he's going to discard it, for example.
I see. And then we also roll for the deployment, and it's the classic Dawn of War, right? It's side to side, so this is going to look like a very traditional game. But that'll be nice, because also the way I set the board up, I wanted to have half of it as a town,
half of it as a wasteland.
Half of it as a wasteland, or like a woodland, on the edges of that town. And we've put a little defensive line across the middle of the table as well, sandbags and bunkers.
Yep.
And we've decided that that's going to act similarly to an Aegis defence line, right? We've changed it slightly. If you're within 2 inches,
if you're within 2 inches of the line, then you benefit from it if you like, and then it's just a case of, from the firing model's perspective, is the Aegis defence line between you and it, and if so, then you gain the benefit of cover. I think that's how Nagus Defence Line works now. It might be that it's supposed to give you an invuln, but I have no idea whether that's the case. But
well, that's
the way we're using it.
That's how.
We thought giving you the benefit of cover would be quite nice. With this. So yeah, apologies if we're getting it wrong for an Aegis Defence Line. It's a sandbag defence wall.
Yeah, and that's how we're going to be using it.
Yeah.
Nathan, very quick shout out for Glenn, our mate.
Yeah, got another Art of War t-shirt on. I'll have to do a lot more of these videos so I can wear all of them slowly. But
Get onto Google, Art of War
Art of
tees.
War.
I think it's artofwartees.co.uk.
Yeah, or he's got a Facebook group as well. Or just get yourself down to one of the excellent shows and actually have a chat with the guy and buy some.
Right, lads, this has been interesting. I can't wait to go out and have a look at these models. So we're ready for the game, aren't we? We're deployed, we're set up. Next time you see us, we'll be at the table.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. See you in a sec.
I'd like to point out, Rob, that you have failed in your host duties in that no cup of tea has been proffered.
Can you believe this shit? Should we just get on with the 40k? I'll get the kettle going in a minute. So, here we are at the table. And as you can see, we've got the town over here. We've got this sandbag defence line running through the middle. And here's our little woodlands out here. So, the guys did their rolling to decide where objectives were. We've got objective 1 down in this a small group of rocks. We've got 4 up here, currently occupied by the Tallarns. 5 down there in the centre of the table, 3 down this side in front of the Eldar. Objective 2 is hiding in that bottom of that building there.
Yes.
And this is finally, what's this one down here, guys? Objective 6 that leads over, down here right out front of this old burnt out shop. Nathan, let's go through your army and just see where everything's set up, shall we, very quickly.
Going from left to right, I've got the vets up here. We decided that all the hills are going to count as terrain, covered in like long grass and bushes and such like. So, got the vets there to have a commanding field of fire, hopefully. Tank and Chimera with some guys in it and some guys hiding behind it. Malcador in the centre, again, just to try and dominate the centre of the board if at all possible. Another Limros Conqueror. A unit of regular guys with an autocannon and a unit of regular guys with just a grenade launcher.
And a squad down here in this burnt out shrine. Okay, fantastic. And Duncan, what have we got over here, mate?
So we've got a unit of jet bikes with shuriken cannons just there, and we've got a fire prism hiding in the building.
Yeah, very nice bit of parking there from the pilot.
We're actually going to see a tank gain the benefit of cover, which is virtually unheard of.
I don't know, you haven't seen Nathan play.
We've got another fire prism set up here, sitting on objective 3. So the point of the fire prism sitting here is one's got objective 6, one's got objective 3.
Okay.
Largely they like to stay where they are or not move a lot so that they can fire twice, which is quite nice.
Right.
Then we've got a second unit of jet bikes. These are just with shuriken catapults. So they're not entirely sure what they're going to do other than perhaps nabbing objective 1 if necessary or what have you.
That guy down the front there looks like he didn't get the message when it came to like where they're going.
Yes. Yes, it does look like he's like, hold on guys, we're going the wrong way.
Turn around, leg a lamb. Bloody idiot.
We have a wave serpent there.
Yeah, that's a wave serpent, okay.
That has 2 units of Dire Avengers in it. Both units are 5 strong. And then we have a Farseer Skyrunner, we have an Alaitoc Skyrunner, and a Warlock Skyrunner.
Yeah, they're very nice, those little models, aren't they? So. Right, and as we are at we are at the very beginning of the game, do we have to draw tactical objectives now, or do we wait until someone gets a turn?
It's to see whether I can seize the initiative.
It's your role to see if you can seize it. And you want to try, don't you?
I do want to try, yes. I would like some shots at one of those tanks, hopefully, to cripple it. Right, on a 6.
Yes.
Oh, there was a 6 there.
Yeah, that was.
It was.
It's a 1, so it's not seizing the objective.
So I draw my 4 tactical objectives.
Yeah. You want to jump into it now? We'll take a straight up look immediately. Yeah, okay.
Have a quick look at this. So, secure objective 3, secure objective 5, advance, score 1 victory point if no unit of your army is within your deployment zone at the end of your turn. Well, I won't be doing that. And secure objective 6.
So those objectives
6
are...
is over here.
There's 6
so
there.
That's not so good. 3 is
over
good.
there. 5 is potentially quite good for him.
I've got in the bag.
And advance is the other one, isn't it? I think it would be very foolish of me not to spend a command point at this point to stop him from scoring objective 5.
So he doesn't discard that card, he's just not going to be able to score it this turn.
Yep.
Okay, and armed with that knowledge...
Because I have an Alaitoc on the field, when I spend a command point on a 6, I get it back.
Okay.
Nope.
And you don't get to roll for the stuff you spent pre-game.
Actually, I do, because the Alaitoc was on the field at the point I deployed them into the webway. So thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
On a 6.
That's why I'm here.
No. So that's 2 command points I've spent from the 8 that I had, so I've got 6.
Nath, we're going into your movement phase. We're going to let you crack on and come back after that's done.
Sounds good to me.
So Nathan, that's the movement complete.
It is.
Just tell us briefly what you did.
So the guys back here and the guys here have all stayed still.
So that squad of troopers on the left and the
The guys on the hill and the guys in this building have stayed still. The guys in this building have just shuffled slightly forward out in the deployment zone to see if any targets come through the ruins later on. All of my tanks have moved up the table.
Yeah, this middle section is just ground forward, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, and these guys have, again, not moved very far, but sort of inched, well, gone as far forward as
And
they
you've not
could.
worried about hanging around Objective 5 for obvious reasons, so...
Yeah, because someone's a blighter.
There's no psychic phase because...
My psychic
Chrome-
inside the Chimera at the moment, so won't be needing to do any psychic.
Probably writing another script for the sequel to the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Indeed.
With a bald head like he's sporting. Which means you're going to be doing some shooting.
I am. So...
And can we guess, children, what the principal target of the shooting might be?
Where is everything now?
So, take us through it then, my man.
Okay, so pretty much everything's going to open fire at that tank.
Which tank's that? This one?
There's fire prism in front of me.
Okay.
But if I'm particularly successful, I might change targets with some other things later on. So I'll go with things that are definitely going to shoot at it. And we will start with this fellow.
So I'm going to play a stratagem at this point, which is matchless agility. I think it's matchless agility. Whichever stratagem it is, it costs me 2 CP, and it gives it an extra -1 to hit it.
Okay.
So you're at -2 to hit the fire prism now. Do I get either of them back? No. So I'm down to 4 CP.
Okay.
Only 4. Already. And we haven't even rolled any other dice. It's only Duncan been rolling dice so far. Yeah, so just do a few more CP, thank you. Wonderful.
Well, that does perhaps change things, because I'm now looking
you
at
fired the Valkador at it.
to here.
So do you want to see what you get?
Okie dokie. Well, you should have waited for me to declare what I'm shooting at and what I'm shooting at other stuff, because the heavy bolters are going to go at you.
At the bikes.
At the bikes.
I kind of figured they were going at the bikes anyway, because they're not really going to scratch the fire prism, to be fair.
So,
That's nicely played of you lads, well resolved, because that could have been a tense moment of disagreement.
No.
Good on that.
there's no biscuits here.
Good on you for that. Well, I know. Surprised you're acting so civil towards each other without a biscuit in your hand. God's
I
sake.
don't know, children. No tea, no biscuits. Terrible.
Right then, so we'll fire the 2 las cannons at the fire prism first.
Okay.
Oh, it's a
So it's a hit.
I
Excellent.
enjoy that very much. So,
Loading on a 3.
hit it.
That's a wound.
Wounded with a 4.
Cool.
So it's minus whatever it is.
3.
-3 for Las Cannon.
I think that's a 6-up save then. Nope.
Okay.
That was a
D6
2.
damage.
D6 damage. We got
Oh,
5.
it's a 5.
Oh, wowzers.
So I'll be taking that.
Do we have the
I've got
red
some
dice?
Red dice.
Yes, get the wound dice out. Well done, Nate.
Got some lovely
Can't believe we didn't prepare this before I started
Do you want
filming.
me to count up or down?
Countdown.
Yeah,
Count
we'll go
down.
with down.
Okay.
That has become the video convention.
Okay, well that's better than I thought it would have gone with. It's only got 7 wounds left.
Yeah, they've only got 12 wounds.
When does it alter its condition?
It alters its condition at 6.
Okay.
Generally, the rule is when your tank reaches half health.
Okay.
Is when it tends to go down a bracket, and then it's half of that again to get it to go down the last bracket. It's not always the case, but that's the general convention.
Understood.
Okay, so D3 shots with the demolish cannon. Well, we'll just have one of those then. And we'll find a hit. So then I've got 15 heavy bolter shots going towards the bikes. Now that's still at -1, isn't it?
Yep.
Because of your
Because they're Alaitoc.
Craftworld. So looking at 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Toughness 4, as Duncan explained earlier.
Yeah, straight 5, so
Three's to wound.
3's to wound. That's
Ooh.
a bad wound roll. That's 1 wound.
What's the negative on a...
Minus-
What was -1?
-1. So effectively nothing because we've counted.
Ah, yes, indeed.
Here, this area here and this area here as being area terrain.
That's right.
If you're within an inch of it, you're in it.
Yes.
So a jet bike has a standard 4-up save. Saved.
That's the first 6.
Okie dokie. Now, I was going to open up with all of the Conquerors at that fire prism, but I'm wondering if hitting on 6s is such a good idea.
You're hitting everything else on 5s anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just about trying to keep the tank alive, really.
So I think we'll go with this Conqueror. We'll stick with the original plan. Las Cannon and Conqueror Cannon and its coaxial Storm Bolter will all go at that.
Cool.
And the Heavy Bolters can draw a bead on those fellows up there.
Yep.
So it won't do much to the tank. So I have to shoot at it with the Storm Bolter first. Not that it really matters.
One hit.
So I've hit. Fatal wound. But it does mean I get to re-roll my hits with the Conqueror Cannon. So D6 shots. That will do.
Bye-bye, fire prism.
6 shots.
No
At the
hits.
moment, no hits. Oh,
Oh dear.
well, there'd been a lot of lovely 5s
There would be.
had it panned out, but it didn't pan out, so never mind. Last cannon fails to hit.
You re-roll that as well because you fired your. Oh no, it's only the.
Only affects the target.
Ah, okay.
Only affects the target. So 6 heavy rollers going up.
Going up at these guys over here.
2
2
hits.
Fatal wounds.
Ooh.
So the Imperial Guard shooting phase is going as well as it usually does. Even though I'm hitting on 6s, I'm going to go for the battle or Conqueror Cannon at that.
And the last cannon? Or is that going to go on to something else?
I
I mean, you can draw a bead on this.
think the last cannon. Oh no! So let's stick with the original plan, just because it's 6s. Why not? We'll fire the last cannon as well, and heavy bolters at the usual biker target over there.
So does the Stormbolter have to hit in order for the re-rolls to apply?
No,
no, you just have to shoot it.
Fire at it.
Ah,
Really?
So
Yeah.
obviously the Stormbolter's firing as well.
Yeah.
So I'll do the Stormbolt first. Fail to hit.
Now you get these 6 shots with your Conqueror
D6
Cannon.
Conqueror Cannon. That's only 2.
Do you want to use a command point reroll? Or is it not worth it? Hitting on
I
6s?
think hitting at 6s it's not worth it.
Hitting at 6s
Well,
is half as good as hitting at
Yeah.
5s. Half as good. It's very bad.
I am going to actually use, because I've got a few, I haven't used one yet, I am going to
Come on the one.
For a
Oh, a
6.
6.
There we
Do
go.
you have anything unless you get the command point back?
I do, on a 5+, I will get that command point back.
There we go.
Awesome.
Oh well, okay.
Totally.
You keep on wasting those 6s.
So me standing over here being all like, well that's half as good, so I wouldn't bother, it just shut me right up, didn't it?
Well,
Here we
this
go.
is, when I don't have any 6s.
Oh, wow.
There's 3 of them.
3.
I get to re-roll with misses.
4
There we go.
hits.
That's up to 4
Jesus.
hits.
This has suddenly got kind of interesting.
Oh, the fire prism's almost certainly going.
Oh, only 2
2
wounds though.
wounds.
Okay, what's the negative?
Ooh,
Minus-
minus
It's quite
3.
good, isn't it?
Minus 3 I think,
But
yeah.
let me double check before you.
Should have done this before the shooting
Should have
phase,
done this
Nate.
before the shooting.
Should have been full
phase.
command of your
That's alright.
weaponry.
It is minus 2. It's not
-2, so
quite as
5.
effective. Minus 2.
1 save.
One
so
save.
1 goes through.
Okay.
Damage?
D3.
2.
2. Knocking me down to 5. So you knocked me down a bracket, if nothing else.
So you get to use one of his.
Ah, yes, if you reach over to your right there, Duncan, over onto the shelf, you'll see an amber or yellow coloured condition marker. Excellent. Oh, and it seems like you naturally understand how to use them as well.
On the tank, yes.
Intuitive, aren't they?
One
Yes, I
was
thought so.
Very intuitive.
And then we'll open up with a heavy bolter at those lot. 2 hits.
1
1
wound.
wound.
So 4 up
Full up save from the cover.
Nope.
Oh, not this time.
Damage. Just the 1?
Just the
Just
one, I
one,
believe, for
one
everyone.
damage, heavy
So
bolter.
1 takes a wound.
A wound.
I shall fish you out a red wound dice here, my friend.
Yep.
There you go, sir.
Cool.
Right. Now, Toughness 7, your vehicle, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'd be looking at 5 pluses to wound with a strength 6 weapon, wouldn't I?
You would. You've knocked it down a bracket.
So
can you conceivably kill it with anything else you're firing? Because you are after first strike as well.
yeah.
It's 5 wounds off that.
I've got another las cannon up here. Which hasn't got any other targets, really. Well, I suppose it could shoot that, but
Could shoot the waves up. Yeah.
there's going to have to be a las cannon at that on the
Off chance you can whack it.
Damn it.
You've used your reroll for this phase.
I have, which was kind of worth it, but no
Oh
more.
yeah, it's definitely worth it.
So, that's them shots as well, they won't be in range of any of their small arms. I think it's highly unlikely, but the fact that 6 is still wounded and everything else, I'm actually going to fire everything from the Chimera at the wave set.
Okay.
Looking for a heck of a lot of 6s. So,
what have you got?
Well, we got the Lasgunner raise first.
2
with 2
6s.
hits.
Yeah.
Failed and wounds. Then we have 3 heavy bolt shots.
Nope.
Failed a hit. And then 3
Multi-laser.
multi-laser hits.
Oh,
1
that's
hit.
it. 5
wound.
Okay. It was
Bit of an
worth,
ask, isn't it?
it was a massive ask, but worth a go. So the only other thing that I've got that can shoot at anything within range is the auto cannon over here. That the only targets it's really got are the old bikers up there. So we'll whack a heavy 2 in there and fail to hit. I believe that's everything for shooting phase. I won't be charging.
And
so,
we can. Oh yeah, there's no charging. There's no fight phase.
So on the dunk.
There's no morale
movement phase.
on the dunk.
And drawing your tactical objectives.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Let's jump into it.
And obviously...
Oh yeah, and of course, no, you're not scoring any of these.
No.
Do you wish to discard?
That's the point.
Yes,
Advance?
I
Yeah.
will discard advance because I actually don't want
To leave.
anything to be running.
Sling that in the bin. Let's see what Dunk gets.
Right, okay, so we have secure objective 6. We have...
Oh, that's easy. Down
Barrier
here.
Denial, which isn't going to happen because Nathan's quite happily in the middle. There's Master the Warp. And, priority orders received. Right, so when this tactical objective is generated, immediately generate a bonus tactical objective. This does not count towards the number of active tactical objectives you currently have in play. Your Warlord is the only one that can score it. If they score it, then not only do you get the victory points on that, but you score an additional 3 victory points.
An additional 3,
So
guaranteed.
it is Kane's Wrath. Score 1 victory point if during your turn a friendly Craftworld unit successfully charged an enemy unit. If 3 or more, then you score D3 victory points instead.
It's only going to be the one because the Warlord's got to do it, hasn't he?
I think so, yeah. Well, it says they must be the only unit used to control an objective marker, the unit that destroys the last model in an enemy unit, and so on. I think if he's the...
He's got to be the guy who's doing the charging.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether if he's the 3rd one, but I don't think so. I think it's... No,
Well,
I can only
I
get... Because he's not the only unit doing it at that point.
Maybe we'll have a little discussion about this, while you're doing your movement phase and
As
come
and when
back.
it occurs, if
Yeah,
it occurs.
and we'll work
So
it
that
out.
doesn't count towards your total number, because it's
No.
priority orders. So the 4th one is Master of Runes. So Master of Runes is score 1 victory point if you successfully manifested a psychic power from the Runes of Battle or Runes of Fate. If you successfully manifested 3 or more, you gain D3. It's basically Master the Warp, but specifically for the Eldar. So,
Okay.
Right then.
so that's... Which of these would you like to stop me scoring if you wish? Master
Well-
Warp and Master Runes are the same thing, but I've got quite decent psychic power potential, and they're D3 apiece.
Yeah, so
Secure Objective 1 I'll get, Secure Objective 6 I'll get, but is just 1.
I'll use my command point to go for Master the Warp because that's
Master
the
the
same,
Warp.
isn't it? It's D3 if you...
As Master of the Runes, yeah, same thing.
Yeah, so-
I suppose the only difference is, for Master of the Warp, I can use Smite.
Exactly, so...
For Master of Runes,
You
I
have to
can't.
use your
I have
specific
to use
one.
my specific one.
So I'll block the Master of the Warp.
Because that's easier to score.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Slightly.
so we'll block that one. Right. Okay, and I've got this priority orders received one, Kane's Wrath.
So you're going to do your movement phase, Dunk?
I am going to do my movement phase and try to figure out what I'm going to do about this rather rapidly approaching gun line.
Great. Right. We'll see you when we're back.
There you go. Right, so movement's been interesting for the Eldar, to say the least. So
An interesting movement phase. I've never heard the like.
I know. Well, I'm trying something a little bit strange where the Eldar are concerned in that quite a lot of charges might be going on.
Okay, so look, what's shunted where then, mate?
Right, so the unit of Shuriken Cannon jet bikes has moved from here to here.
Yeah.
Which means they're kind of sacrificing their ability to fire a lot other than a tank, which they're going to struggle to wound. But the idea is that I can hopefully charge it and shut its shooting down.
Okay.
Because it's quite dangerous where it is. The other unit of jet bikes over here, they advanced all the way over here.
Yes.
The idea being that hopefully I can knock his unit off objective 4, or potentially wipe out the other unit there, whichever I choose to fire at.
Sure.
One unit of 5 Dire Avengers got out of the Wave Serpent.
Back there.
And they moved up here to secure objective 1, but that also puts them within range of the unit on objective 4, because Dire Avenger catapults have a range of 18.
Right.
Nice. And then the Alaitoc, the Farseer, and the Warlock have all just moved up, and that's with the idea that the Alaitoc is going to charge the tank. And I don't know if I want to try and do some damage to the tank, possibly the Warlock and the Farseer will go in as well, just because they've got weapons that wound on 2s, so I might actually get some wounds through, and we'll just see what happens.
So what was that thing that you used to run? It was like the War Host or something. What was the group of...
if you've got loads and loads of jet bikes. The Wind Rider Host.
All your characters together.
Oh, you're talking about the Seer Council.
Seer Council. Yeah. So it's a little bit like that because they're all hanging out together, all like the top knobs.
Well,
but
apart from you can actually you can actually field a Seer Council. It's just Warlocks now.
Ah, okay.
So you can get a Skyrunner Warlock Council, as it were. Sadly, they are horrendously expensive for what they do. And I don't know the models. That's it for the movement. So neither of the 5 prisms have moved at all.
Yep, I noticed that. So, psychic phase.
Psychic phase. So...
You know what you're doing?
Ish. First things first, the Warlock's only got either Protect or Jinx to cast. He could cast Smite, but because Nathan was so kind to get rid of Master of the Warp, I actually need to do Eldar things. So I will, let's just quickly measure, and are they within 18 inches up here of him? They are. I think, well, given that Master of Runes is potentially worth D3 victory points to me if I get 3 powers off, I'm actually going to play Seer Council, which is a stratagem I've never used before. It's 1 CP.
A psychic power you've never used before, you mean?
No, it's a stratagem.
Oh, it's a stratagem you've never used before? Oh, okay.
Yes. What it does is it means as long as the A Warlock and A Farseer are within 6 inches of each other, they both add 1 to their psychic tests.
And that costs quite expensive?
1 CP.
Only 1. They're putting you down to 3, yeah?
So do I get it back? No. So yes, I'm down to 3. Damn. I'm going to get 1 back.
Well, Nathan's sitting on...
7 still.
7! Lincoln.
So, first things first, do I get Jinx off?
Okay. What's it require, man? 6?
It would require 7, so now it needs 6.
Yep. That's 7. A success.
There we go.
His Psycho is still in the tank.
So, no denies. So we'll just stick that over there.
What is he doing there, Nathan? Just probably playing asteroids on the...
Rightly, hiding on the enemy Farseer. I think also the Farseer is now going to cast... Ooh, what should we do? Let's cast Doom on that unit. In fact, no, let's... Hold on, I've got to get this right. I'll cast Doom on that unit.
Okay.
So this would be 7, it's now a 6.
Yep.
What this will do is it will mean that all of my Eldar stuff firing at it, well, it used to be everything that fired at it would then get to reroll wounds. They recently changed it. It's now only other Craftworld Eldar.
Okay.
To stop some horrendously beardy things where...
Naughty combos using different armies,
yes, Dark Eldar all of a sudden re-rolling their poisoned attacks. Okay, so Doom. That doesn't go off,
fail.
but he's going to use his Runes of the Farseer to re-roll the Psychic test.
Okay, is this a one-use item?
It's once per Psychic phase,
oh,
so he gets to use it for denies as well.
Oh, blimey.
That's
a success.
So that's Doom that's off. And lastly, he'll cast Fortune, that's his 2nd power, and he's going to cast Fortune on... I think it's sensible to cast it on that unit of bikes. And what this will do is it will mean they ignore wounds on a 5+.
Okay.
Again, it would have a casting of 7, so it's now down to 6. 11.
Which is fine.
There we go.
And you didn't perils on this table, which is strange. Maybe the curse has been...
I've used up all.
Eldar being beardy Eldar, even when they perils, any mortal wounds they suffer as a result of perils, Farseers ignore on 2+.
You are absolutely talking
No,
ridiculous.
that's what they do.
That
It's
is
horrendous.
insane.
Right. Okay, so that is my.
You find this funny?
test.
So,
That's psychic done.
The
That's
shooting
also-
phase.
I'll just note that Master of Runes has been completed.
yep, okay, we know that one's going to be in the bin.
Cool. So, shooting phase. What are we going to fire first? Well, actually, the first thing I have to play is. No, actually, I can play it later, so let's play that later. I will fire the Dire Avengers, first of all, at the unit of vets, I think.
Yep.
Our veterans. Yeah.
Right, so they are all within 18, quite nicely.
Okay.
So that is 2 shots a man, apart from the Exarch, who has a twin Avenger Shuriken Catapult, so he gets 4 shots. So
Okay.
12 in total.
And I'm going to use the stratagem take cover. So it costs me a command point, and I will add 1 to saving throws I make for this unit until the end of the phase.
Okay, so Jinx, basically.
Yeah, cover.
Cool.
Puts me down to 6 CP.
Okay. Right, hitting on 3s, and because I'm within 6 of the Alaitoc, I get to reroll 1s.
Many dice.
Right. And I'm strength 4, and your toughness?
3.
3. Oh, actually, sorry, you get +1 cover, was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One plus the plus save. Yeah.
Right, so wounding on 3s, re-rolling because of Doom. Right, so that's a 2 and a 1. 4. Okay, the 6s are at -3 because they're shuriken cannons. Sorry, shuriken catapults. All of those are at
Okey-dokey.
AP dash.
So my armor save is normally 4+.
It would go
Goes up to 3+ for being in cover, back down to 4+ for your nasty jinx, but back up to 3+.
Cool.
So 3+ for these ones. All
Everything.
save.
Wow.
Then 2 6s.
And if you hit these...
No.
No, I don't know what I would have done had you hit those. It would have been
You'd have dropped the camera and shot.
Cool. Second round,
I'd have
second
shot
shooting then is going to be the jet bikes into them.
Okay.
So that is 6. They all have twin link shuriken catapults, so it's 24 shots.
Right. Find enough space on this table to do that without knocking over more jet bikes. Don't his gravity motor failed on that one. Need to take it back to Neville, fix it. Other local garages are available.
Where am I going to roll these? Let's roll them over here. Or actually, you can't film that, can you?
No, it's alright, mate. Just sling it wherever you like. Don't worry about it. I'll leave the camera worrying to me.
Right, so again, I've tailed these back so they're within 6 of the Alaitoc, so these are hitting on 3s and rolling 1s.
Okay.
Lots of 1s, that's good.
And because they're shuriken weapons, 6 is to wound.
6 is to wound.
Yeah, okay.
Cool. So that's 22 hits.
Very nasty.
22, 3+ is to hit re-rolling ones, and you nailed 22 out of 24.
It's a bad day.
You wee
Right.
bob bag.
Wounding on 3s and looking for 6s. There's not a lot of 6s there. In fact, I don't think there is a single
no
6.
Thank the Emperor for small mercies.
Yes.
Right, so you have
Very
20.
small mercy.
20.
There you go, I'll just pass you the
23 ups.
23 up. It's alright.
I'm predicting 6 fails here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
Quite happy about that.
Nay bad.
That's not bad at
Right.
all.
So 1, 2. Now, do I want plasma guns to die or
The heavy weapon.
a heavy weapon?
You can take a wound on the heavy weapon, but then
he
the
has
next
to take the
wound...
second wound
Yeah,
on
then...
it,
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, if he takes it as his last wound,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You still got a lot of shooting.
but then you have to remove the heavy weapon the next time that unit takes a wound.
Yeah.
But I think that's what I'll do.
Alright
I'm
then.
just going to get a wound dice for them.
Dunk's going to tell us what's coming up next.
So the Wave Serpent is going to fire it's 3 shuriken cannons at the same unit.
At the same unit up the back there.
He's determined
Oh,
to
these
wipe
poor
these
old
guys
vets.
out.
Well, they are vets, so you know, they kind of need to. So this is just hitting on 3s, there's no rerolls because he's not near the Alaitoc.
Yeah, sure.
Which is a shame because there were 3 1s. So 6 hits, and he's strength 6, so wounding on 2s, I think.
Okay. Yep.
There's 1 6, and then 5 3-ups.
Okay.
That's a pretty potent strategy,
All of
actually.
these.
Oh.
So
That's the
that
heavy
is
weapon.
the last
And then you've got a
round.
6-up as well.
Nope.
All these 3-ups, Nath, that you're
Yeah.
saving
Yeah.
makes you feel like a Space Marine player, perhaps.
Does make me feel like Space Marine.
They could have just been standing up there, you know, completely brazenly on top of a hill and surviving just like that. As Space Marines are wont to do.
Right.
How many guys left there?
The
Just the
Alaitoc
two.
is not within range. I didn't think he would be. So, what I'm then going to have to do is... Now, the Alaitoc's got a Reaper launcher, but he did move, so he's going to suffer -1 hit with it. But he will fire 2 shots at them from that, and he will fire a shuriken catapults into the tank, because he's got nothing else to fire at.
So you got to do the anti-infantry stuff first?
No, I'll do the tank first.
Do the tank first?
Yeah,
Okay.
So, hitting on 2s. Rerolling the 1, because he's now top. Right, and it's strength 4, toughness 8, so 6s. Nothing. Didn't expect it. Right, he gets 2 shots from the Reaper launcher. He's hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. 2 hits. It's strength 5.
3 to wound.
So for 3.
Wound.
One of them?
1 wound. Doom. So it's 1 wound, and it's -2.
Saved it.
Saved. Nice. Right. Well, this is all going very badly. The Farseer is going, and the Warlock will both fire their shuriken catapults at the tank because they've got nothing else to fire at it.
Okie dokie.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just doing them together because they both hit on.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Rerolling 1s. No, all hits. Looking for 6s. Nothing. There we go.
Chasing those 6s, never a good way to be playing.
No, but they've got nothing else to fire them at, so
Yeah.
they may as well have done. Well, that's disappointing. I was hoping to wipe them out, but at least he'll either have to spend 2 command points to keep them around.
Yeah, I'll put a dice next time actually to remember
Yeah.
they are going to be
Right.
heavily minus to break test.
So, what else am I going to do? I've got these here. Now, I don't think they can see anything other than that tank there.
Which is sort of how you move them, wasn't it, really?
I
Just to
did
kind of...
on purpose because I've tried to keep them outside line of sight of that. So if I do a charge, I can possibly charge both, and only suffer the overwatch from that as opposed to all the heavy bolts.
Oh, that's very, very crafty play. So you use...
You're still limited by the normal shooting rules.
Yep.
You have to be able to see what you're shooting at
From its starting position.
from its start
Of its charge.
Of
Yeah,
its charge.
okay.
Now, while they've changed the rules on flying, you still can't fly over scenery when you charge things to prevent precisely that.
Okay. Yeah, popping up and being a cheeky git.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you'd still have to make it around that piece of scenery to tie that thing up.
Yes, but I've also got the wave serpent there that can try and do the same thing.
yeah,
so,
okay.
yeah. Right, in any case, I have 6 bikers here. They've all got shuriken cannons, so they're assault 3. Mm-hmm. So that's 18 shots that are going to go in against the tank.
Right.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 9.
Got anything you can do here, Nate, to help you out? Or you're just going to wear it, aren't you? You're pretty tough, so...
Yeah, it's high toughness. We'll just have to see what happens. Lots of shots coming at it.
Cool. Right.
Hopes for the best.
Hitting on 3s. Oh dear.
Oh, a lot of ones in
Ones
there.
and twos.
There are quite a lot, and I'm not near the
Loving
top.
that.
Right, strength 6, so wounding on 5s.
Indeed.
Ooh, there's at least a couple of 6s, which is quite nice, and 3 5s. So they're AP dash,
So 3 ups.
and 2 6-ups. Hey, a couple of wounds on the tank.
Just 2 wounds.
I'll get a little dice of
I'm then going to
Rooney.
use another stratagem, which is linked fire.
Okay.
So when I select a fire prism to fire at something, I play linked fire That fire prism now fires at the end of the turn, but until the end of the turn I can now fire other fire prisms through it, using its line of sight, etc. And that fire prism that's linking through it gets to re-roll all hits and all wounds, and as long as at least one fire prism does that, so does the one that's had linked fire cast on it.
I see. And this costs you how many CPs?
1 CP.
Right.
Do I get it back? No.
No.
Not going to get a single CP back at this rate. Right. Which is very disappointing.
And this is the end of your shooting phase now, so this is where we're going to be doing this?
This will be. I don't think I've got anything else to fire. Nobody seems to have anything else.
No, I think we're on it now, so this is it.
So, this fire prism first of all.
Yeah.
Is going to fire through that fire prism, and I'm going to pick on... See, I'm tempted to pick on that, if only because it's only got 10 wounds left, whereas that has 18. And I don't think I'm going to blow it up. And I want first strike. So yes,
you're going to try for that one.
It makes sense to go after that one, which is I can still try and charge that one and shut it down. Right, so do I fire your toughness 8, aren't you?
I am indeed.
And you got a save of 3+, so a -4 would be enough to knock you out entirely. You're not within one of that thing either, which is quite nice.
One of what thing?
Sorry. Is he going to get the Aegis defense?
Oh, good question. Well, he's got to be within 2 inches of the thing, so
he might do.
he does look like he gets that.
Right, so he's going to get the Aegis defense line, which means I might have to fire lance shots at him.
You want to think about it for a sec?
Yeah. So we're back in the room, and we're going to go for the slightly downgraded version of a shot, just to get more shots at him.
Okay.
Try and wipe him out that way.
Jump into it.
So he's going to get to fire twice. Are there any stratagems that you might want to play midway through shooting or anything like that?
No.
In that case, I'll just roll them all at once rather than shooting once and then shooting again.
Yeah, okay, sure thing.
Okay, so it's 2d3 shots from this guy. So that's 4 shots. 2, 3, 4. Right, so 4 shots coming in and hitting on 3s, rerollable. 3 hits. Wounding on 3s, rerollable. 2 wounds, sir, and that is a 6-up save. Nope. D3 wounds a pop. So that's 3, 4, 5.
Ooh.
Can you pass me one of his patented amber discs that he
I can indeed.
so loves using?
There we go. Then this fire prism will fire in, and will do. Will it do the same thing? Or will it fire lance shots at him?
Well, it's pretty effective.
It was, but I was hoping for it to be more effective.
You get 2d3 on these multi-shot ones though, right? So
I do, yeah, and I'm conscious that it's hitting on 4s rather than 3s. So I'll fire, I'll fire the 2d3 things again.
Go for
it. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
4 pluses.
4 pluses. Rerollable.
They're still rerollable. Oh.
3 hits.
3 wounds. 3 up wounds.
Rerollable. Oh dear. There we go. 3 of them.
3
sixes.
sixes.
Nope. Do you want to use a command point to reroll either of them?
Does D3 damage, doesn't
Does
it?
D3 damage, so I'm statistically vastly more likely on 3 dice than with 2, and that would give me first strike, but you are looking for a 6.
Just for the fact of preventing first strike, because
Yep.
he's kind of...
Makes sense.
And you've got a few CPs left, right?
No. Right, watch me get like 3 wounds.
Okay, let's see. Oh no.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Does it
Does it go
explode?
bang?
No.
Cool. That
First
is
strike.
First strike. Excellent.
So just explain again, you had all those rerolls to hit and rerolls to wound on those
With linked fire, yeah.
because of the linked fire.
Yeah, so as soon as he kills one of the fire prisms, linked fire can't be used any longer.
And that is a 1 CP stratagem that you've got to use.
Yep.
It just works on fire prisms.
Just works on fire prisms.
And they've got to be able to see each other.
They've got to be able to see each other, but it is a really potent stratagem.
Is there any
You know,
range on that particularly? Like, do they have to be a certain distance from each
As
other?
long as this fire prism is within range shooting-wise of the
Shooting
other
wise,
fire prism,
so-
and they've got a 60-inch range.
As if
so
it can, it's firing its gun at
it's
that.
a prism cannon.
Yeah,
Fires into
yeah.
it, Fires out.
We all remember Red Alert.
Right, Right. Okay, so that is the shooting phase done.
You got some charges?
I do have some charges.
Let's roll these charges off camera and then we'll come back and get into the fight phase. So, Duncan charged in with his Alaitoc, his Farseer, and his... Who's the other guy? It's the Warlock, all onto the Lehman Russ over there.
Yep.
And we have this Wave Serpent that's going to do a multi-charge into the Malcador and the Kim.
Yep. The bikes here failed to do what would have been a 9-inch charge.
Yes, indeed.
In against the Malcador.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a shame. It would have been nice to shut it down that way because it couldn't see them, so it couldn't fire at them. Whereas I've just discovered that a Malcador hits on a 5 and a 6, so the Wave Serpent charging in could have been a really bad idea.
Much to Nathan's.
And Nathan's played a stratagem that allows his Chimera also to hit on a 5.
Indeed, defensive gunners.
Yeah.
Right, so you need to shoot this shindizzle at this on-rushing Wave Serpent then, mate. What are you going to start with?
Well, I'll start with the Demolisher Cannon.
Okay.
D3 shots.
2.
2 of them.
Hitting on 5s and 6s.
Oh,
there's
wow.
2 of them.
Wowzers.
This is very bad already.
2 wounds as well.
Yeah, strength 10.
Yeah.
2 wounds. What's the negative to it?
I believe it's -3.
Put it on a 6.
I'm pretty sure it is. Well, if you roll them, Dunk, and you don't hit the 6s...
I don't hit the 6s, so that's not happening.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
damage.
So,
D6 a pop, I imagine?
D6 damage for a Demolisher Cannon.
And do you not get to re-roll this for a Demolisher Cannon? Or am I mistaken?
Well, I think that's the Battle Cannon, but do you know what? I'm going to roll it, and then if it's significant, I'll have a look. So it's doing 7 damage at the moment.
How many wounds does this thing have, Dunk?
13. But also, any damage it suffers, it reduces it by 1.
No.
So that 4 will become a 3, and the 3 will become a 2.
Oh,
and
blimey.
of those, I can try and ignore wounds on a 6.
Oh, wow,
Okay.
Okay.
So quite survivable then.
So how
They're pretty
many
survivable as tanks go, yeah.
wounds is that?
13.
13. Okay, so
He's going to take 1 off both those dice rolls.
yes, that's going to become only 5.
On
You
Overwatch.
don't get to re-roll it, sadly.
Do you want to use a command point?
I think I'm going to have to use the command point.
Bearing
to
in mind this is
roll
a phase where you
3.
might want to try and hit with a las cannon, for example.
Well, the last cannon's only going to do D6 damage anyway, so this might be a better option.
I suppose you have hit with these.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you're right.
Taking
Of
the
course.
risk for a 5 and a 6. Mind you, 3. I could also roll a 1 or a 2. Let's not.
You're
re-roll
more
it.
likely to
Let's
do
not
better.
re-roll it. Let's leave it at 7 damage so far.
Okay.
Which becomes 5.
Yep.
Well, roll the rest of the stuff
Okay.
that's firing at it.
So-
You could just have everything go through and blow the crap out of it.
We'll fire 2 last cannons.
Oh.
Double 6s. 3s to wound.
Right.
Now
Do you want to
we use
re-roll?
that
You want to use the
command
command point
point
re-roll there?
Ah!
Damage from the las cannon.
D6.
5.
But reduced to 4.
Reduced to 4, but my god.
Okay, so that puts him on
And
9.
helicopters.
9 damage. Shame about that double 1, Nath, but hey
Yeah.
ho.
Yeah, after the double 6 to hit with the las Oh dear. There's some hits from a heavy bolter.
This is all 5s and 6s, right?
It is.
Oh my days, look at all that.
That's
Strength 5, tough 7, 5s to wound.
There's quite
Oh,
a
not
few.
bad. And it's a -1 from heavy bolter.
It is.
Yeah, so let's do those separately.
Yep.
Because I've still got to roll saves against any of these. I haven't rolled the 6s. The next
Ah,
3
yeah,
are.
okay.
Yeah. Well, you rolled for the Demolisher Cannon, didn't you?
Nope, haven't done any of them. Oh no!
Oh, yeah, you did roll for the
I did,
Demolisher.
I did.
You
I
did.
did.
I'm
Yes.
not getting any
Let's do. Well, let's do
So
the last
the
one.
last cannon.
Nope.
No. And then 4 through on the heavy bolter.
These will be 4-ups.
There's 2 of them.
2 more. So that's
Okay,
11 wounds. You don't get to reduce single wounds. No, okay, that would be a bit crazy, wouldn't it?
And then heavy stubber that I forgot to fire last phase. Oh, I hit with it. And I've wounded.
Yeah.
Saved.
Thanks.
Saved. Okay, so that's
Chimera as well. All happens at once.
So,
Yeah.
Chimera, let's fire its las gun raise. 1 hit.
It's going to be a 6, isn't it?
And then
Heavy stubber.
multi
Oh,
laser.
whichever you want. Multi-laser.
There's
Okay.
hit. Fail to win.
Heavy
Heavy
bolter.
bolter.
1 hit.
1 hit.
1 wound.
Doesn't.
And another wound.
Save. Okay, so
12 wounds in total.
Well, so that's 3 wounds. It definitely takes. Right. Well, actually, the 3 wounds. Does it ignore them on 6s?
Okay.
Because of the spirit stones. Ignores one of them.
Right.
So it's taken 2 wounds thus far. We then have a 5, which goes to a 4. And do I ignore any of these?
Okay.
Nope.
So that's 4 more, so that's 6 in total.
6 is taken. The 3 goes to a 2. Do I ignore any of those? I ignore one of them. So that becomes 7. And the 4 goes to a 3. Do I ignore any of those? No. So that is... That's
10.
10
And
that's taken.
I've still got a heavy stub on the chimeras.
Okay. One hit.
1 hit.
No wounds.
10
Right.
wounds.
10 wounds. Ouch.
Puts it on 3.
Puts it on 3.
Puts it in condition red.
It does, which I'll do in a sec, but let's... It does get in.
It does make its charge, okay.
God, that would be bloody embarrassing if it didn't.
Yeah.
Right, in we go. So, let's tie these bad boys up. There we go.
It was a high risk
It was a
manoeuvre.
very... I didn't realise the Malcador hit on a 5 or a 6, and that made a massive difference.
Yeah, that
Damage
is
came
quite
in.
a potent
Defender
quality that it has there.
Yeah, if I'd realised that, I definitely wouldn't have charged the Chimera as well, or I'd charged the Chimera and then just followed up into it.
Yeah.
But I figured if I double charged and it was just thinking... To be fair, I should have just charged one and followed up into the other one anyway. I'm being absolutely stupid. I should just have charged the Chimera. Really dumb thing to do. So,
We live and
apologies to
learn.
those sitting on YouTube going, what are you doing, you complete idiot? But yes, learn for next time. Dear God.
Fight phase.
Yes, so the fight phase. Oh, sorry, have you got a die that I can show that this thing is on 3 wounds remaining?
Yeah, and you want to get a little red disc out for
I
it.
do.
I was getting your discs out.
Do you want to start with the 3 characters over there, Duncan, on that Lehman Russ?
No, I
No.
don't. Well, actually, because, correct me if I'm wrong, Nathan, but you have a stratagem that allows your tanks to do something in close combat.
I do, which has to be done at the beginning of the charge phase.
At the beginning of the charge
Yes,
phase.
so I'd have needed to have done it before you started
Right,
rolling.
because there's something that allows them to like hit horribly potently in hand-to-hand combat, and I was thinking it's then worth fighting with the Wave Serpent first, otherwise he might just use...
Oh,
it to
that's
destroy
crush
it.
them.
Yes.
Yeah, but
But I didn't.
a bit late now.
Okay.
I didn't fancy using it anyway.
Any stratagems I should be aware of that might make me dictate what I pick first?
No, I don't believe I've got any. If I have, and there are people out there going, "Why aren't you using that?" It's because I haven't read my
Right,
codex.
okay, well, let's just for ease sake, let's just go this way.
Okay.
So the Wave Serpent, it'll put its attacks into the it'll put its attacks into the Chimera. Actually, no, it's strength 6. So it'll put it into Malcador because it's just as likely to wound that as its Chimera. I think it's only got 1 attack now that it's been downgraded. Let's have a look. Come on. Wave Serpent, you. There we go. It is down to 1 attack.
1 attack.
Yep.
Actually, I suppose I could always interrupt, so I don't know if that makes
He gets a charge first, though, doesn't he? He gets to do one of his charges first.
first. But
I'm not really worried about the tank attacking one of my characters because it hits on 6s.
Yeah.
So that's why I was asking you. Is it got
Yeah.
something that allows it to auto hit or something like that?
Here we go then. 1 attack.
1 attack. 4.
It's been
Missed.
wounded, remember, so yeah.
Oh, it would hit on a 6. Anyway.
Oh, right, okay,
So
okay.
nothing. Unsurprisingly, the Wave Serpent fails to do any damage as it rather limply goes into hand-to-hand combat. I will then do... well, let's do the Alaitoc into the tank then. So he's got 4 attacks. He's sitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s. Yeah. Now he's wounding on 6s because it's toughness 8, but he gets to re-roll them because he's got the Shard of Anaris. There's 1. There's 2. Now that's negative 4.
So that's not going to be a save.
And it's D3 wounds a pot. Actually, let me check the negative. I might be thinking of the fire
The
save.
Shard of Anaris, it sounds like something you put down the toilet earlier, Nathan.
Yeah. Wow. That was more than a shard.
How many wounds did that cause exactly when you did that?
Well, it made your toilet unfit for human habitation for several hours.
I sharded.
Come on. Sorry, apologies. I don't use this very often. It's the Shard of Anaris.
Knock the dust off that Shard of Anaris for you. I'm going to take it with me today.
It's negative 3, so you all get 6 up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, how many was it? 2?
2. No. D3 wounds pop. 5
Blimey.
wounds.
So I'm going to put it
Oh,
down at 8.
The Farseer has 2 attacks, hitting on 2s and then wounding on 2s because he's got a Witchblade. Rerolling 1 because the Alaitoc's within range. 2 wounds, no AP.
3 pluses. Oh my days.
3 wounds a pop.
Oh!
3, 4.
Cool.
And the Warlock will do the same thing.
Okay, with a Witchblade.
Yep, 2 hits. And 2 wounds.
One failed save.
Another
One more
1 through. And I can't kill it because it's not like it's on 3 or anything, so I won't do any rerolls. But that went far more successful than I thought it would.
Yeah, I'm not overly happy about that.
I'm glad that
Good
you finally
find,
actually
Conqueror.
failed some saves. It's quite useful.
And does that mean that the Lehman Russ is actually in
It's going to need a little red disc
a
on it.
red one?
Yeah.
Oh, that is very serious indeed.
Well, it's not going to get to take part in this battle anyway.
Right.
That's the end of the fight phase?
The fight phase, so it's now scoring objectives.
Oh, hold on, we've got morale check
So
over
we
here,
do
haven't we?
morale phase. Are you going to spend the 2 command points to keep them around?
You've lost
Yep.
first strike now. Yeah.
They're on objective 4. No, I've got first strike already.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They are sitting on objective 4 though. So if you draw secure objective 4, it's a free command point. Well,
A free victory point.
it's a free victory point.
Also, he's got a plasma gun and he wants some revenge, so I am going to spend 2 command points.
So,
It might not actually be the right thing to do tactically, but
very well.
No
Plasma
worries.
guy wants to shoot.
That's the only thing that needs resolving in that phase, correct?
Yep,
And now Duncan gets to score his objectives from this turn.
I do. So I secure objective 6 for 1.
Okay, which was down here, very nice.
Area denial I don't get.
No, because that's all still going on in the middle.
Yep. I get Master of Runes for D3. Which is 1.
Just the one.
I should put that on that. And I got priority orders received, Kane's Wrath, my Alaitoc successfully charged. It does say, looking at the priority orders received, that only the Alaitoc can score the objective.
Right.
So other units charging
Don't count.
So it's just the 1 victory point for Kane's Wrath, but then an additional 3 because he's secured it.
So you get the point for the card itself and the bonus 3 from the priority orders
You
received.
do. So that was worth 4.
That's very chunky. So you've scored 6.
4, 5, 6, 7 because I got first strike.
Right, keep a tally somewhere off the table.
Will do.
And
it's not looking good.
we're going to have to respond with Nathan.
Yeah, so
New tactical objectives.
My-
Also, perhaps Dunk might want to discard one. He can have a think
new
about
tactical
that.
objective is secure objective 6, which is over there.
Okay. What's next?
My movement phase. So, suppose
We'll get into that.
I'll get into that.
So while Nathan is relieving himself in my toilet yet again, he's moved this little unit of Tallarns up here. Stay together, boys, behind the wall. He's moved this unit of Tallarns towards this high-rise building here because it has objective 2 in it. Maybe that might become important down the line. He fell back with these 2 tanks, didn't he, Dunk? Away from your Wave Serpent,
He did
the
indeed.
Malkador and the Chimera. And, very importantly, before the Chimera moved, he disembarked these 4 melter guns, an officer and his psyker right in the middle of the table. And upon Nathan's return, which is happening as we speak, here he comes. This is going to be his psychic phase.
Yep.
And you're going to... What was it you said before you left the room, Nathan? Oh, I'm going to do a smite, get denied, and that'll be the end of that.
Yeah. That's pretty much how this psychic phase is going to go.
Let's give that a go then.
So, he's going to cast Smite, which will be against
Yep.
this kitty.
What, against the Wave Serpent?
Well, it's
Against
against the
Wave
closest
Yeah.
target.
So,
Okay.
he is the closest.
Go on, Perils.
10.
It's a 10.
That's a super smite.
No, it has to be over 10 for a
Oh,
full smite.
fiddlesticks.
Right, so the Farseer is going to attempt to deny.
Uh-huh.
So he's going to need an 11. He doesn't get it, but he's going to use his Runes of the Farseer to retry that.
He can do that, can he? Oh, yes.
He can, and
Oh,
he still fails. So you get a smite off. Go on, get the...
Bloody hell, I mean, getting a psychic off power off against the Eldar.
I'm not being
Yeah.
funny. Our man here does have an
Satisfaction.
extremely impressive chrome dome that
He
I think
does.
even an Eldar would find pretty intimidating.
So he's got 3 wounds left.
I think the Farseer's actually just gone and looked at the Wave Serpent and just gone, you're a dick. I don't care.
So, I've caused
That's
1
two.
wound.
Unless you want to use a command point.
I've got 2 command points left. Would be nice to kill it, wouldn't it? But
You'd need to hit a
I've got
5 or a
plenty
6.
of other shooting things to go with. I'd need
I
to
was
hit
going
5 or
to say,
6.
if you rolled a 5 or a 6 and killed it, and I then rolled a 6 to blow it up, I could conceivably kill that unit
Before it
gets to shoot.
Yeah.
Is it really worth it?
No, definitely not going to be doing that on this
That's
occasion.
two.
And we'll be back in a moment for the
Well,
shooting
we're
phase.
starting the
Well,
shooting. Because that was the psychic.
Give Nathan a couple of minutes to think about what he's going to do,
Okay.
and we'll jump straight into it then.
Okay, no
Shooting
worries.
phase.
Okay.
Orders. Orders!
So, the officer over here is going to take aim to these guys. So
The
they can
vets.
reroll ones to the vets, yep. And then this is command squad vets. They're going to be issued the same order, take aim.
Righty?
We should probably say we picked up a couple of mistakes that we made early on.
Oh, yes.
In Nate's first turn, when the vets were shooting at the fire prism, and it had lightning reflexes played on it, he forgot that they've got a standard ballistic skill of 3+, and we think he rolled a 5 for the las cannon, so he should have hit that. But we're not replaying it back.
Oh, yeah.
And likewise, we've just realised that vets don't have a 4-up save.
Yeah, so...
The two vets that are
Took
left,
away their carapace armour.
yeah, so
Yeah.
the two vets that are left shouldn't be there, but given that we didn't look back for the las cannon...
Yeah, it's a little fudge. They weren't so good at shooting their guns, but they were hiding behind the extra thick rocks. So
Yeah, there we go. The las cannon is very useful armour.
Okay, so then, well, let's go with these guys because they're only going to shoot at them. So
what?
So the vets here, and then I'll do the officer as well, are all going to shoot at this unit of jet bikes.
Fantastic.
So the
Are you supercharging the plasma gun?
Of course he is!
Yeah, re-rolling ones to hit. Of course I'm going to shoot shot.
Turn up to 11. Oh.
Hit twice.
Nice.
So I don't think it actually makes a difference because I'm still only wounding on. Oh no, what time did I say? 4?
4.
Oh, so I am wounding on 2s. So
Goodness me, you are.
2 wounds.
Awesome. Negative.
-3.
Negative 3, so they're on 6s. No. 4 goes to 5, goes to 6. No save.
No save. It's
2
true.
damage a pop.
2 damage a
One
pop because they
Right.
are.
Okay, so on the first one, who's only got 1 wound,
He will
he'll
die.
take- He will die, but he's got fortune on him, so he ignores wounds on a 5.
It ignores wounds on a 5.
Yep. Nope. So he's dead. And the second one then, looking for 5s.
No. So another one died. Bloody hell, what good bit of shooting from that plasma gun man.
Amazingly effective.
It must have been that fantastic paint job he got on him the other night.
It
It really
must have
gave him
been.
the edge.
It's that extra little bit of sky blue that really helps
Precisely.
it out. And then we'll fire the bolt gun as well.
That's
one hit, 1 miss.
4 to wound.
4
Correct.
is a wound.
Correct.
Okay, any negative?
No.
No, it's some bolt guns.
Okay, so 4 up. Nope.
Oh my
So
god.
does he ignore it? Yes, he
Yes,
does.
he does.
There we go. Of course, he ignores the one he didn't want to ignore. So I'll just carry that over onto that dude.
And then 2 shots with the shotgun. Both miss. Well,
Didn't you take aim with these
Pretty
guys?
successful.
No, because he was the officer who issued the order.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, obviously
Couldn't hit with
the
a
one
shotgun.
I can re-roll ones for. Is
Right.
I'll roll ones.
Well, let's do the important ones.
Well, I'm gonna shoot with the officer and his plasma pistol at your
Wave serpent.
wave serpent first, just in case
Ah, this officer down here.
does
Go for it.
something.
Captain Arahem.
So
Overcharging?
no, not overcharging.
Come on!
Not quite so foolishly brave with this one. And a hit.
Oh,
Does he wound? 4s.
yes, it
Yes.
does.
What's the negative? Negative 3?
Negative 3
So
again,
6s. No, not saved.
but only 1 damage because.
Because it's a wave
Oh my
serpent.
goodness me, it puts it on 1 wound.
It does.
Yes, if I'd overcharged it,
You
would
would have killed
finished
it.
it off. But
But my shouts for that were...
he wasn't brave enough to overcharge his plasma pistol. That is something that only the guardsmen do. The officer know better.
yeah. So now I'm in the quandary of how many melters do I fire at each of these tanks.
You've only got to do 5 wounds to the fire prism. You're going to need at least 2 to expect it to happen. They hit on 3s, and you're
They do
re-rolling
have
ones,
3s and re-rolling 1s.
and you're wounding on 3s. If you want to be sure, I'd fire 3.
Yeah,
And
that's
take
my
one
instinct.
at the wave serpent, possibly to finish it off.
Of course, relying on 1 to finish the wave serpent off will almost invariably mean that you won't kill it.
You have a las pistol with the Psyker.
Listen to
the most dangerous thing in the world.
You're quite correct. Why am I not firing the last pistol at the cannon?
He misses.
Because I missed.
Well, let's resolve that then.
Right.
I think it's got to be the 2-2 split on these las guns, isn't it?
He's not
Is
expected
there
to kill
anything
the 5%
inside
he
the
does
Wave
actually.
Serpent?
There is. There's 5 Dire Avengers.
See, so I kind of need to get them out, don't I? Rather than giving them the manoeuvrability and safety of being in a tank. So, we are going to go for the 2-2s, but then that's actually really dangerous. No, I'm going to go for the 3-1.
Okay.
Take the risk. 1 on the Wave Serpent.
Which is the most important one to
3
kill?
on that.
Right, 3 up for the Wave Serpent. Rerollable if it's a 1.
It's a 1. Followed by 3.
Ooh.
It's a hit.
There you go.
3 to wound.
Fudge.
Do you wish to use a command point?
Yes, I do, thanks.
Do you get it back on a 5? Because you're into turn 2, so you can get it back.
So, can I get it back? No.
What
need
does
this
it
to
become? A 5.
Yes. So,
That's a wound.
That's a
It's
wound.
a -4, I believe.
it is from Meltagun. I'm sure it's -4.
Should be -4.
That's no save then. It's dead.
That's no
No
save.
save. So it doesn't really matter how much damage
Does it blow up?
Oh, sorry. For the wound it took, does it ignore it on the 6? No. So it is on 1. Roll your damage, because this might... And you roll
4.
another dice, because you're within
Oh yeah, of course.
6. If I can ignore all 6 of these, it's still alive.
6
Six
sixes.
sixes coming up.
There's
Bloody
2 of them.
hell.
But no, it does. And now, does it explode?
Does it have more chance because it's a flyer?
No.
No.
It's on a 6.
No, it does not.
Okay.
Right, so the models within it. Do you want to do your... Because you do all the shooting at once. Do you want to shoot against
Yeah,
that
no,
as
if you
well?
get shooting at that while Duncan changes his models up.
Well,
So it's 3
3
hits.
hits, wounds on 3s.
3 wounds.
Oh, blimey.
so
-4.
it's... You're within 6, I think, with all 3.
Certainly those
Looks like 2 of them, I
guys.
think.
I think the third one probably
There it
is as well. There we go. 6 inches. Oh, he's just out.
Just out. Okay, so it's
So there's no
2
save to it. So
2
it's
rolls for the guy nearest.
So that's 3. That'll
3
put
on
it on
3.
2. Well, that'll blow it up.
6, and then just 1 for the other guy.
Cool.
So 3.
Right, so does it go bang? It does!
Oh,
Yes!
okay.
So it goes bang, the other one doesn't. Now, this is quite interesting. You fire all at once, it all happens at once. I don't know whether they explode at the same time, if he explodes, because if he does, then that happens, he gets removed, and then my Dire Avengers get out. Or do my Dire Avengers get out first and then potentially get hit by the
I would
explosion?
say that all of the shooting and all the exploding
I was gonna
happens,
say, 'cause-
and then in the next part of the
I
sequence,
think that's how you
I
do
think
it,
it's
but I've
gotta
never
be.
actually seen this particular thing. So
Yeah,
definitely, if
I
you're
would say
watching on
that makes
YouTube,
sense.
give us your thoughts on it, because it's very, very rare this actually happens, and we'll figure out what goes on. So he goes bang. So everything within 6 inches of him, which is just this unit,
Just that unit, yeah.
takes. I think it is D6 mortal wounds, but let me see.
I
It
think
might be
it's
D3.
D3, but either way, it's a bad day for a Melta gunner.
D6. No, D3. I think it is D3.
Explodes. D3 mortal wounds. 3.
3 of them.
3 of the Melta
Do you want
gunners
to
are
use
gone.
command points to reroll that?
No, I don't. I think I'm quite happy about that.
Right, you guys marshal your troops, and we'll be back in a second.
So-
So interestingly, it was a bit of a faux pas destroying that Wave Serpent because those Dire Avengers jumped out, get to make their full move, and went and secured Objective 3 back for Duncan. And as their troop choice, they've wrested it away from the elite choice that is the vets. But
Now, also, this is quite an interesting thing. The recent FAQ came out with something saying that if you have disembarked from a destroyed transport, you may not then charge on the same turn. I think they mean on your next turn, because otherwise you'd have to disembark from a transport destroyed in your
own turn.
Yeah.
which doesn't seem to make sense unless they're trying to account for people suddenly bringing on a Land Raider, some stratagem being played that allows someone to destroy it, and then whatever disembarks immediately then charging a distance it would never be able to do. I don't really know, but I'm not going to charge with them. Again, feel free to leave your comments and let us know how you'd interpret that.
Yeah.
Because again, we haven't encountered it before.
Right, so let's shoot with these little fellows over here. So we've got 2 units of guardsmen, just regular infantry.
What do they
and
have
both
and
gonna
what are they
fire.
firing?
torches and
we've got
rubber mallets.
they've got torches, a grenade launcher, and That's all it's going to be able to shoot.
I think-
because the auto cannon won't be able to.
I think that one there has bad teeth. Yeah, that one.
Well, I'm just wondering whether it's worth me playing
Halitosis.
lightning reflexes. I don't know how dangerous what's firing at them.
Does that cost you command
It
points?
does cost me command.
I would suggest no.
Well, it's entirely up to you, but I mean, they're las guns. There's a plasma gun and a crack grenade.
And will the
Gonna be
plasma gun
going
be
out.
overcharging?
Well,
Well, I suppose, which unit are you firing first of all?
I'll fire those first.
Okay, I'll let you fire those because they don't have a plasma gun. That's fine.
Yeah.
There you go. That makes.
Do a count up then, Nate. What we got in there?
Yes. So,
Nothing
in
within
range, you
rapid
can
fire.
actually see because these two guys are blocked by that wall.
Cool.
Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 las guns. We'll have a bolt gun and a grenade launcher.
Cool.
So let's do the 6 las guns
Don't
first.
forget you're a negative 1 to hit because you're over 12 inches away.
Is that right? I thought if
Okay.
anyone in the unit can see any one of them, then the whole unit gets to fire.
No, what it is you still have to have line of sight to fire, but if I fire at him, the fact that he's out of line of sight doesn't stop me killing him.
Oh, okay. Understood.
Yeah. So, they
Four.
are at 4s to hit, but at 5
Five,
because
over 12.
they are over 12 inches.
Oh, yes.
That would be 2 hits.
Cool.
5's the wound.
5s to wound.
One
One
wound.
wound.
Any negative?
No AP on a
So 4 up then. Saved.
Saved it.
My god, a jet bike saved a wound.
So the butt gun, double miss.
Crack grenade.
And yeah, crack grenade. Get those ones
Dear
out.
me.
Get them out of the way. You don't
So-
want it on the overcharging plasma gun.
Well, this is the thing. Having just rolled so many ones, do I overcharge plasma gun? Probably not a good idea.
Well, you can't
Mind
possibly
you-
roll any more ones than you've just done, surely.
Yeah, so obviously I must do it
The
then.
universe has to snap back into your
Yes.
favour at some point.
Because of the gambler's fallacy, I'm now immune to ones. What's the range of a plasma pistol?
I think it's 12.
12. So he's just in range.
Go on, overcharge them both. No guts, no glory.
Yeah, let's overcharge him.
Awesome.
Goodbye, guardsman.
Right.
Should have worn the thicker rubber gloves.
Just look at it this way, if it happens, it's far less painful happening on a guardsman than on a Primaris Hellblaster.
I don't know about that, Dunk.
Sorry, a Hellblaster can't do that, can it? Can't it?
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, they can.
No, they can.
It's unfortunate that his weapon costs twice as much as he does. I'm not so much concerned about losing the guardsman.
As the weapon.
Exactly.
So,
Posthumous court martial.
12. Well, 6 lads guns, firing 2 shots.
Okay.
Still needing.
5. Oh no, you're
No,
within
'cause
12.
They're 12.
Well, are there any that are outside of 12?
Well,
Are
I
they all
think-
within 12?
Actually, I think.
I think 12 is
Guys
like a
like
bit of a
him.
stretch.
No. Because it's not actually to the model, is it? It's to the base.
No, it's to the model because they should really be on the little oblong bases,
okay.
I think.
Well, then you
Jet
got-
bikes have always been a weird one as to what base you should stick them on.
You got 4 guys that are definitely within 12. I think these 2 over here. Yeah. I think that's going to be pushing it.
Okay, so you've got 4, so that's 8 shots from them that are hitting on normals. Let's just do them separately.
Okay.
So hitting on 4s.
Right.
Oh, nice.
So what hits?
5 to
Hitting
1.
on 5s.
One
One
wound.
Not saved.
Wounded. What a wounder.
I'll just keep it
Overcharged plasma guns.
Overcharged plasma gun.
2 shots.
And I foolishly should have fired the plasma or rolled for the plasma guns first because they overcharged
Do
did 2 damage. So I'd
Yeah.
have been removing models and then.
Do you have
whatever.
any las guns that were out of 12?
I do. I've got 2. So we'll
Hitting
fire,
fives.
fire these and hope that they.
No.
No. Okie dokie. So overcharged plasma gun within 12.
No hits.
Failed to
But he
hit.
is alive!
And didn't blow himself up.
And the plasma pistol.
Hits.
Oh,
Wounds.
Wounds.
Negative 3.
3.
Yeah,
No
3.
save.
No save. So that's just going to be a dead.
But yeah, had I done the plasma guns first, that would have been better for me, leaving.
It would have been 1 extra wound. Yeah.
You killed one.
So
What's the leadership of these guys?
7, I think.
yeah, certainly high enough not to worry. I would have thought.
Yeah, good point.
That is my shooting phase.
So,
Got any charges?
well, I mean, I could charge over there, but it doesn't sound like the smartest of ideas anyone's ever had.
Well, it depends who you're going to charge, because the Altark can't fire at you. If you wanted to try and charge in,
Oh yeah, that's not a bad shout, is it?
he's toughness
No guts, no
4.
glory.
He's got a 4 up speed.
So, to be within an inch, I'm looking at a 5-inch charge with that guy. And probably a 6-inch charge with that guy.
They're free
Or-
charges, but it does also, if you charge him with your Warlord, does he have an impan?
Yes. But
4
only a 5
A
up.
5 up. You're less likely to kill the Altark than the Altark is to kill you.
But I'm much more likely to be shot to hell by shuriken catapults on my
Well, they
next
can't shoot your
turn.
Warlord, because the veterans are there. I'd have to go behind and shoot you, as opposed to shooting the veterans.
Yeah.
Which is quite a lot of firepower, which do then force me to expend over there, as opposed to coming in and me killing you this turn, is one way of looking at it. Or you can try and outnumber me with the charges and see if you can take down the Altark. He is my Warlord. Might be worth it. Don't know.
I think, as stupid as it probably is,
You're gonna
I'm
charge, aren't you?
The Altark.
I could see that coming. I could see that written on your face.
Right.
Right, so...
3 coming up.
veterans.
The vets.
Oh,
They're
they're
in.
Nice. In you go.
Right, get those moved then, and then we'll get into the fight phase.
Well, his commander's going in as well, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to
Right.
roll for that too.
Okay,
Oh,
so
the commander's
space.
there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, well, in that case, it makes perfect sense.
6. I think you measured it and it was 6.
Yeah.
Pretty
So-
sure that's all you needed.
You've only got to get over an inch, right?
Yeah,
so
you're only 7 inches away. There you go. In he goes.
And there's no real advice to attempting Tallarns or anything like that.
right, we'll take a quick breath. We'll have a think about the fight phase, and then we'll be back.
So I got all my stuff in the charge. So my commander is going to fight first.
Instantly, the Warlock did a heroic intervention over
Yep.
there. So
Ah, yes. And as is your fight phase, Nathan, your leader is going to fight first.
Oh, no. So he's got 3 attacks, hitting on 3 pluses with a power.
With his power maul,
That's 2 hits.
which he borrowed from a local arbitrator before the battle.
So that's at strength 5.
Mm-hmm.
So
3's to wound, I think.
Unless he's got higher toughness.
No, it's
No.
toughness 4, so that's 2 wounds.
Okay.
Negative 1.
-1.
I think that's going to
on
put
his
him
armor
onto his 4+ invuln or 4+ armour, either way.
2 twos.
Takes 2 wounds. Oops.
Pass me a red dice and I'll lay it there. What's he leave him 2?
No, that leaves him with 4.
Leaves him with 4. Oh, he's quite a tough
There you
one.
go. But that's more damage than I expected to inflict on him. So
You've
are you?
charged with your other unit as well.
I did.
So in they go.
So unless you want to intervene, no. Okay, so they are hitting on
4 pluses.
4s.
They're vets. Do they hit on 3s in combat?
No, it's only 3s for their ballistic skills, sadly. So, I get additional attack
For the
the sergeant and additional attack for his chainsword.
Okay.
So,
Not bad.
3 hits, but these are all only at strength 3, so it's 5s to wound.
Indeed.
Oh,
One of them.
1 wound. Sorry about that.
And he didn't save that either.
Nope. It's another wound.
So down to 3. Wow,
3's on there somewhere. There it is.
better
Not bad,
than I
eh?
could have expected. So,
You then get to choose the first non-charge unit, which is the tank.
yeah, which I might as well attack the outside. I mean,
1 attack, hitting on 6.
1 attack.
Miss.
No.
Do these things not have 3 attacks? Or am I
Only
going
They
crazy?
start with 3, then when they go down to yellow, they're D3, then when they're on the red,
The
they're
presence
just
of
a
my
1.
red disc, of
Yep.
course.
Right, so I'm going to go with the Farseer. Actually, no, let's not blow the tank up first. Let's use the Altark. Let us kill your company commander, I think.
Okay.
So he's going to use his attacks in there, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s.
Okay.
Unless you've got anything that makes me hit.
Nope.
There you go. Now he is strength 3, toughness 3, I imagine.
Yep.
So 4s to wound, but they're re-rollable because of the Shard of Animus.
Sharding.
Lucky they're rerollable.
Yep. So that's 3 wounding hits at negative 3.
Was it winning on 4?
Oh, sorry, wounding on 4s. Wounding on 4s. Sorry. 2 wounding hits.
Okay. Oh, any AP on that?
Negative 3.
-3.
-3. So it's his 5 up refractor field Invite save.
Nope.
Neither of which have come off.
Causes D3 wounds?
D3
D3
wounds.
wounds.
Oh, this thing is evil.
Oh,
Do you want to re-roll one of them?
I've only got one command point left. Is it worth trying
and
to
you
keep
have
him alive for one more
regenerated
turn?
one this turn, I think. Or have you not?
I have.
Actually, you haven't.
I haven't
So you would get a
regenerated.
chance of getting it back. How many wounds?
I love how Duncan is just talking you
he's
into
just
burning these command points.
No, just...
Fruitless exercises. Oh, you needed a 6. Oh, I think you should definitely use a command point. Oh, and you don't forget, you have got another chance of getting it back. Yeah, on another 5+. Like that's going to happen. You're such a dark side
He's
player.
got 4 wounds, you see. So if I hit it, guarantees keeping him alive for one more turn.
I am going to pile the Warlock in round to be able to attack.
Precisely.
Oh well, yes.
So
of
if
course
that
you are.
makes a difference.
Yeah, just kill him now rather than now.
Okay. 3 wounds.
Okay.
I might use a command point to re-roll that so I can kill him. Yes, I will. I'm going to use a command point to kill him. There we go.
Okay.
And do I get the command point back? No, of course I don't.
No. But that is another victory point for Duncan.
It is.
Have you taken the right model off? Oh, yeah, of course, because it was the guy with the sexy shotgun.
Yeah. Sexy shotgun guy is dead.
Now, what's Dunk doing next?
So the Warlock will then...
This dude.
This dude, he doesn't now need to pile in any further, so he's going to put his attacks in against the vets.
Of which he has...
2 attacks. Hitting on 2s, but he gets to reroll a 1 because he's near the Alaitoc.
Yep.
And wounding on 2s.
With
2
his
wounds.
Witchblade.
Witchblade, no AP.
No AP? Okay, so
5s.
5s.
Oh,
Good
wow.
boss.
That's...
Well, there you go.
That's
And,
interesting.
Farseer will go in against the tank with 2 attacks. Hits with both.
Yep.
And wounding on 2s. Only 1 wound.
With no negative
With
AP.
no negative.
Okay.
So you get a 3+ AP.
So it's,
Oh,
it's
okay,
1
yeah.
wounding hit,
Sorry,
it does
yeah.
D3 wounds.
Oh, cock
cock
die.
There we go,
Yeah,
saved.
okay.
So you're on 3. So,
That's fine.
right.
Oh.
And that is the end of that, isn't
That is
it?
the end of combat phase. You're going on to Dunk's turn.
Well, is there
Do
any...
you have any morale tests?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No morale test.
And what do you score?
I can secure objective 5
You can.
for
Victory
one
point.
whole victory point. And that is my shallot because he's prevented me getting
3
objective
with the Dire Avengers.
So there you go.
Well, let's move straight into Dunk's turn.
Okay.
My first victory
So,
point.
I've still got 2 from last turn.
Indeed.
Still here. And I've then got Assassinate. Well, that's a shame. And
Oh,
Secure Objective 1.
I believe if you read Assassinate, it might say...
At any point during the game.
Or previous, yeah, previous.
No, it's not the Warlord kill. It's killing characters.
And secure objective 1.
Yep. And 1 is... Where the hell is 1?
1 is... Oh no, that's 2.
1. It's over there.
One's over there.
one's over
Oh, look, right next to your squad.
Yeah.
Excellent result.
Nicely secure.
Do you want to spend your last CP, Nathan, in order to... Oh, it's not your last one, is it? But
It
your-
is my last
Oh, it is your
one.
last one. To get rid of any of those?
But no, I mean, I've kind of realised that I'm not going to win. So I would rather save that command point for potentially spitefully killing something against
Oh, very well. Right. In that case, it will be me going into movement phase. Let me take all these. So movement phase has been pretty simple. The Dire Avengers here have moved around, shuffled a little bit, so that 3 of them can target the officer. The other 2, unfortunately, in order to keep control of objectives 3 and then funnel their unit round, will be firing at the poor lone little melter gunner that's left.
They're doing
Just
the
saw
conga.
3 of his mates die in a superheated explosion.
The Eldar conga.
And then this Dire Avenger unit is doing something similar. It's still got control of objective 1, but it's conga lining out here so that 4 of them can fire at the side.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
My Alaitoc and Warlock have actually flown away from combat because
Yes.
being able to fly, they can still shoot. So they thought they'd massacre what's left of that little unit there.
I see.
The Farseer is staying in combat to deny the tank
Hopefully
shooting.
finish the... Oh, and deny it from shooting, yeah.
Yep. And then the jet bike squad that was over here have gone over to this point.
Oh.
They've just moved rather than advancing, as
Yep.
has this unit of jet bikes here. And the idea is that 1 unit of jet bikes will charge into the Chimera, tying it up, and then the other unit will follow it in, and I can surround it and stop him getting his guys out. There's a unit of 10, I think.
Yep, got a
Tactical guys in there. It also gives me control of objective 5 because I have. Well, if I manage the charge and everything, it will give me control of objective 5 because I'll have more units around.
Ah, yes.
And deny him the ability to even get things out, which will be the main thing. And hopefully I can then blow the Chimera up or kill it, and then because he won't be able to disembark anyone, they all die.
Ooh. Ooh.
But
Nasty.
it will be a case of relying on 6s yet again, because they're just measly little guardsmen hitting it at strength 3. No, not guardsmen. Well, yeah, they're Eldar guardsmen, I suppose.
Yeah.
Right, but we're on to psychic phase.
Guardiesman.
So, what am I going to do? I think the Warlock is going to, because their smite is really ridiculously shit, it can only ever do a maximum of 1 wound, and because he could kill himself with it, I'm going to do Jinx on the Chimera to hopefully make it a little bit easier to get whatever wounds I get through killing it.
Right.
So, that needs a 7 to cast, which doesn't go off with a 4. So
And he doesn't have seer runes.
He doesn't have seer runes or anything like that. So my Farseer then is going to cast... what will he cast Doom on? I think I will cast Doom on...
The Chimera.
Possibly, yes. Doom on the Chimera.
I called it.
And that's off with a 10.
So
you want
do
to try
I
and deny?
Get an attempt at deny.
You do. You're certainly within range,
I
aren't
do
you?
have 1 more power he can cast, which would
Okay.
be Fortune, and I can use a command point to cast a 3rd power, which would be Smite.
So I'm now thinking about your potentially getting D3 victory points. I think I'll let that go through.
Yeah.
And I can deny
yeah.
one of the other
Yeah.
ones. Yeah.
So Doom is on the Chimera.
Because that would be very tough to deny out of 10.
As
Yeah.
opposed to something else I might get.
Okay.
He will then try and cast Fortune on... I think he's going to cast it on... Actually, let me see whether he needs to see it. No, it's just manifested, choose it within 24 inches. I think he's going to cast it, yes, on that unit jet bike stand. So, I need 7. 8. There we go. Would you like to deny that one?
That's more deniable, isn't
Eight
it?
is a
It's a reasonable
worth a
attempt to
bash
deny.
at.
Is it equal or more than?
Greater than.
Greater than.
So
Okay.
I need a 9. No. Wouldn't
damn
matter,
light.
that won't fall.
Lovely dice, Duncan, but very reflective. Maybe get the matte finish set round here next time.
And then he's going to use his last thing to cast Smite, which will obviously be against the tank.
Yep.
It's not off with 4, so he'll use his Seer Runes. It's off with 11!
It's a super duper sight.
It's a super
Super
Smite that
Smite.
didn't even perils himself.
Does it get much better than that?
D6 wounds. 2.
2 of them.
Did I use a command point earlier?
You have not used one yet.
I
No.
have not used it, so I could use it to reroll that and kill the tank. But it's tied in combat anyway, it's useless as it is. I'll just have that down to 1 wound.
Yeah, that would be a bit of a frivolous use, I think, wouldn't it?
I think it would. There we go.
On to the shooting phase.
Yes, and I'll just note that Master of the Warp has been completed. Right, shooting phase. So, well, let's go this way. So, first things first. Ooh. Yeah, this is going to fire its lowest focus at the guardsman hiding behind there.
Can it see any of them?
It should be able to see them through the windows, because I've got windows here. Any part of the model to any part of the model.
Okay, yeah.
So it doesn't move, so it gets to fire twice. So that should be heavy D6 twice.
Okay.
Let me just check that that's right. Pretty sure it is. Both at the same time, given it fires to get fired twice, or is there likely to be a strategy?
No, there's going to be no stratagem. Just go first.
Cool. So it's heavy 2D6. 10.
Oh. Blimey.
It's enough to kill him.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hitting all 3s. Strength 6.
So winning on 2s.
Bloody hell.
And it's -3, so I think it's killing on 2s.
Oh, dear me.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yes, because they're a 5-up save usually goes for yeah, no save. So that's 7 dead guys.
There's nothing you can
Or
do
6
about
if you
it.
take the heavy weapon.
1, 2, 3.
Well, that's savage. But that is quite a big tasty gun, so I suppose, one would expect it.
Yeah.
It's even nastier when you put it through another fire prism and you get to re-roll the hits and wounds.
Ugh.
I will take the heavy weapon.
Cool.
I'll use 6 guys.
Right, So we're going this way. These guys have got some shots to fire. I suppose they should probably try and finish off that unit, really, shouldn't they?
This unit back here?
Yeah, I mean, they've got strength 6 weaponry, so they'd be wounding on 5s if they go after either of the tanks. But that said, I've got Doom off on the Chimera. Maybe it'd be a good chance to soften it up. Then, no, my luck, I'll blow the bloody thing up. How many wounds has it got?
11, I believe.
It's very unlikely that I'll kill it. So
You're going to go for the Chimera?
I think that's sensible, because they're
Start rolling and...
anyway, because he only hasn't got the command points to save them.
Yeah.
6.
Nathan, check. 11 wounds, you think?
10 wounds, only 10
Oh,
wounds.
10 wounds.
15 shots, hitting on 3s, and they're not within range of the Alaitoc, so it is just a 3. Ooh, there's lots of 1s, and a couple of 2s. There we go. Strength 6, wounding on 5s, rerollable.
Here come the rerolls. Oh dear. Oh dear.
So, there's 3 regular ones with no AP to them.
3 pluses. Oh.
And there's 3 6s.
And these all single wound?
Yep.
Save one of them.
4 wounds
4 wounds.
in total.
Okie dokie.
Let's grab this one over here. Leaving it on 6.
Yes.
Try and find 6 on here now. There it is.
Dire Avengers. 2 plus the Alaitoc against him, so that's 2, 4, 8 shots, and then 4 shots in at him.
Oh god, these guys are brown bread.
4 shots in against the Melter Gunner. Hitting on 3s. Ooh, 2 hits. And
3s to
wounding
wound.
on 3s. 1 wound, no AP.
5 plus save. Ah, see you later.
All dead, Dave.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4.
Everybody's dead, Dave.
8. Against the officer. Hitting on 3s. Everything.
Oh dear.
Wounding on 3s.
3s.
3 still, yeah, he's only plus 3.
Ooh, and there's a
All
6
of-
in there.
All of them.
Bar.
Oh no, bar 1.
So these are no AP.
5 ups. Or is it 4 ups because of his carapace?
He is 4 up, yeah.
Ah,
So
okay.
1 wound, and then that's negative 3.
So that's
So
just 5 up.
5 up in 1.
Refractor
So
field.
2 wounds taken.
Bloody hell, he survived.
I'm surprised at that.
I'm surprised as well.
That's alright, I'll charge him. Right, and then we've got
That comes later.
we've got the Exarch and those 3 there charging in, shooting in against him. So the Exarch has 4 shots, and then to a man.
This is a very nasty situation here. Surrounded by Eldar, caught in the open.
Hitting on 3s.
Not many people are known to survive these situations.
Yeah. And then wounding, I'm assuming again on 3s.
Yeah, he's still.
Oh dear. Right, you've got 3 regulars and 1 negative 3.
What's this guy's armour like? Just 5 up?
Just 5's up, and he doesn't have
Any field or anything?
Van, I don't believe. So.
Nice here, Nath.
He's
Oh!
taken 2, and that one goes straight through, so he's taken 2 wounds as well.
Yeah, he's got 2 left. Bloody hell!
Well, that
he
didn't
survive?
go according to plan.
Very surprised that I still have anything left there.
Yeah, me too, frankly, because that's a lot of shuriken
Yeah, that is.
fire going at
Right,
them.
here we're going to have the Alaitoc fire in against these guys first of all.
Where's
So,
that? Which guy's done?
Sorry.
these.
Those 2 lads at the
remaining
back.
veterans.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So we've got the shuriken catapults on his bike first of all.
Mm-hmm.
2s. Rerolling 1s, thankfully, because he's an Alaitoc. Still
Oh.
doesn't want to hit them. Wounding on 3s. 1 wound.
1 wound, 1 save, 5 up.
Nope.
1 dead. And then he'll fire his Reaper launcher at them as well,
Okay.
which is 2 shots. He moved, so he doesn't get to hit with the 2. He does get to reroll the 1. That's 1 hit. Strength 5. So that's a wound, and it's negative 2.
So that's no save.
That's a dead plasma
There we go.
gunner.
Excellent.
He survived his own weapon, which is nice.
Right, the Warlock will... What's the Warlock going to do? Let's fire the Warlock in at the Chimera, I suppose. So 4 shots. Wounding on...
5s.
What's the toughness of a Chimera?
7.
7.
Yeah.
So it's 5s. Rolling because of Doom.
Oh!
Ooh, so 2 3 ups and 2 6 ups.
Okay, so 3 ups first.
Both of them?
2 6 ups.
2 6 ups.
One of them.
So 1 wound goes through. It's down
Takes him to 5.
Okay.
I'm of 2 minds whether to fire the rest of them at it because if I kill it, he can disembark his people, and I want to stop him from doing that.
So
I don't think I'm going to fire the other shuriken cannons from the shuriken catapults from the
the second
jet bikes at
squad.
it. I'm going to fire them at the Malcador instead.
Okay.
So that is 4 shots a man. So that's 16 shots. 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 15, 16. These are hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s.
Because of the Altark.
Because of the Altark.
God bless you, Mr. Altark.
What?
Oh, blind.
And these are wounding on 6s.
Ends up with vast amounts of hits. Let's see how many 6s we hit here.
3 of them.
But you do get 3 up saves.
No.
No.
6 up saves.
6 up saves.
3 wounds.
Leaves it on
Starts-
15.
Yeah, it starts on 18, so it's down to 15.
Still chugging away nicely.
That is the one advantage of mass shuriken weaponry from the Eldar. They can actually, when they hit tanks and wound them, actually get the wounds through.
Yeah, because that -3.
Yeah.
Very slicey, I find.
That
The old
is-
ninja star slinging weapon system there it is.
Very slight.
That's it for the shooting. Because the Farseer can't shoot because he's in combat.
Well, let's dive into your...
I tell a lie.
oh,
He
go
has
on.
a shuriken pistol, which he can fire.
Oh,
Oh, don't forget that. No.
Which is, I believe, Assault 1, or Pistol 1.
Must be.
yeah.
Come on. Always forget they've got that. Because it is so utterly jank.
I don't know, have you ever tried shooting a las pistol?
yeah. Don't talk to me about rubbish
Pistol
weaponry.
1.
Pistol
so
1.
he'll fire that at the tank. He hits. Does he wound? He doesn't wound. There we go.
I'd have loved it if it was blown up.
That would have been quite funny, to be fair. Right. So, we're done with the shooting. I think we're now on to charges.
Do you need some time to think about this, or you know exactly what you're doing?
I do know exactly what everyone's doing.
Let's dive into it then.
Right, so these jet bikes are going to charge into the Chimera.
Okay.
Gets us Overwatch.
It does get its Overwatch.
And I might as well spend my last command point for defensive gunner.
It's probably not a bad option, because a lot of your stuff here is a decent strength, so if you do hit, you will hurt them with it, won't you? You
Just
will wound.
going to make sure it definitely is
I think it's 1 CP.
1 CP. I can't find the card now. I'm pretty sure it's 1 CP. So, start with the heavy slower.
1.
1 hit.
Strength.
Strength 4.
4's to wound. Nope.
3rd wound. Well, that's going to raise. 1 hit.
5 to wound. Nope.
5 wound.
Heavy bolter.
Heavy bolter.
2 hits. 3's to wound. One of them.
It's -1, isn't it?
It's -1
So he's on a
for
5. Saved.
Then the multi-later.
Or 2 hits.
Nice. And that's going to be...
3's to wound.
2 wounds. Any negative?
No AP, sadly.
So
2 4s.
One of them, so 1 wound goes through. Is it 1 wound or is it
It
multi wound?
is 1
So on a
damage.
5, I will ignore it. No, so that is 1 bike killed because there's 1 on 1 wound. So I'll take that one.
Okay.
What would your reason for ignoring it have been?
Fortune.
Of course. Of course it was. Okay, so you, I guess roll the charge, yeah?
Off, can't I?
Roll the charge.
Yes, so the charge. 3. Ooh, do I want to use a command point to re-roll?
I used a command point. I get it back on a 5. No. So I'm
Out of
out of
command
command
points.
points.
And this is your last one, Duncan?
If I use it, I'm just trying to
Oh,
say,
okay.
I think 3 is enough for me to start surrounding it here and remain in coherency, because they're going to come in as well. And, it
And
can't-
fill up the gaps.
Yeah.
So you're just going to go for that?
Yeah, I'm going to take the 3. So let me just pop round and...
I'll get out of your way.
what I will do, I'll charge the other unit in against it as well. But
Yep.
obviously...
He won't get any Overwatch,
He won't get any Overwatch.
but you get to move them.
And that gets 6.
Okay.
Which is all I think I need.
Go and do all your movement, then we'll come back in a moment, like you were
Okay.
saying.
Oh, so the next charge is this unit of Dire Avengers going in against this officer.
Oh, and he gets to kill them all before they arrive, doesn't he, with his mad pistol?
He can overcharge it.
No, you might as well.
Why? On a 1 he dies, and if I overcharge it, it gives no advantage whatsoever.
On a 1 he dies.
Yeah. If he rolls
Yeah.
a 1,
He's going to die anyway.
Yeah,
But he doesn't get any advantage to overcharging it.
Oh, shut up.
it's still going to be the same wounds, everything else. And they're only 1 wound guys.
Oh, you can only kill one guy with it. You can only kill one guy with it.
Call me a pussy as much as you
I
want.
should definitely stay out of this.
Failed a hit.
Should have overcharged it.
Right, so they charge 7.
7.
So they are all just going to go in like so.
Give us your lunch money. No, I don't know. Why? Give us your lunch money. Come on. Hand it over. Got any pogs? We'll have them too.
Right, and this unit are going to charge in against the Psycho.
Yeah, more
Last pistol.
More
Most
bullying.
dangerous weapon in the 41st millennium.
Oh.
No.
Should have overcharged that.
If you could overcharge the last pistol, love it. Right, in they go, and they get 4. Which is not what I necessarily wanted, but is more than enough for at least 3 of them and a 4th to get in. But that would mean sacrificing objective 1. Apart from I could pile that guy in round this way. He's not touching the tank. And remain within 3, yes, which is what I will do. So these guys are going to go in. There he goes. That should, when they pile in, allow everyone to attack. Cool. There is no other charging, because the Warlock and the Alaitoc can't charge, because they fell back. The Fire Prism is well out of range of anything, and would never charge anyway.
Thank you for that extra exposition there.
That's perfectly all right. Okay, so that is the charge phase done. It's now the fire phase.
Okay, man.
Right, well, let's do this little combat here. I'm just going to pile in round him so he can't see.
Maybe he stands slightly more chance than I'm giving him credit for, because
He's a dead man.
in other circumstances, previous editions, I would have thought that was pretty one-sided.
Right, so he's hitting on 3s and then wounding on 4s. Because
Which isn't so fantastic. Although,
Well, there
that's
you go.
pretty fantastic rolling.
Hitting on 4s, or wounding on 4s, sorry. Only 2 wounds.
2 wounds, okay, and he gets
saving
his
on a 4-up.
carapace saves. One more wound.
1 wound.
So yeah, like I said, I kind of called it, didn't I?
I'm surprised that he's alive.
Yeah.
But
I was hoping to get a few more of those wounds through, but, you know, I had a really good roll for hits.
yeah, I
so-
was very scared when all the hits.
He now gets to hit back.
No,
No,
all
do that
the
then,
charging
yeah.
happens,
Yeah.
all the charging stuff happens first,
Ah,
then
gotcha.
you do stuff
all
like
the
that.
charges get to attack.
So these are all going to pile in round as well. So let me just take that out of the way for a second. So he's going to come around there.
So they've stood up to a bunch of firepower, first of all, survived the shuriken
Yeah.
rounds, and now he's just survived a hand-to-hand combat.
And he's going to get to fight back with his
He is going to get to
Desert
fight back.
Tiger Power Sword, which I'm quite looking forward to.
Oh, right, he hasn't
So
got a
I've not
power
got
ball.
to
You
use
did actually
that
give this
yet.
guy a blade.
Well, he's got a power sword, but he's got an extra special Marks and Spencer's.
Right, so these guys are attacking the Psyker then. It's the
Same deal, yeah.
Yep.
3's to hit.
That's not as good.
And
then
4's to
4's
wound.
1 wound.
1 wound. So you can't kill him.
saves it
Indeed,
anyway.
he saves it. So, well, that's remarkable.
Remarkable.
That is remarkable.
But the point is they can't run away and do things on locking them up.
Yeah, because they are completely surrounded.
Yep. Although the Psyche is probably going to cast some massive smite and kill a load of Dire Avengers. Right,
Does he have a spell that makes like his head explode?
Well,
That would be very useful.
when
right now.
I've perils, yes.
He could stick a bucket of marbles over his head and then make his head explode. I don't think you'd find a bucket to fit
I've
over
done
his
this
head.
out of sequence, but
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
going it round because you don't have anything to interrupt.
No.
So
Yeah.
I'm just going to do the Farseer against that.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
no
not
problem.
any problems.
No, go for it.
Right, so 2 rolls to hit,
Pluses?
hits, and 2s to wound. 1 wound.
No APs, that's a 3+ save.
Saved.
She makes.
There we go.
So tanks still alive.
And then in here, I get a consolidate thing, which is very important
move out
because
your way again.
I'm going into the Malkador.
Oh yes.
So this guy here comes around.
Can I reach for my coffee and keep the camera on the action at the same time? Yes, I can.
This guy
Oh,
goes
it's a
in.
cup of tea. Oh,
It's
well.
not your first round.
How do you think it's all going in, Nath?
Badly. He keeps picking on my tanks. It's just so unfair.
Well, you haven't got anything else left on the table. So he's got no choice, really, has he? He's killed all your men down that side. Oh, and half the men down this side,
Yeah.
now, hasn't he? Skulking behind high-rise buildings won't help you here. I say while also looking at this fire prism, skulking inside a burnt out grocery store and loving every minute of it.
I'm just loving the fact that I've actually managed to get an Eldar tank in cover, which is quite good.
Well, I'm going to put a bigger roof on that next time round. Won't be playing that trick again.
I've piled in, and I'm capturing the Malcador in hand tank as well.
This snarling...
Actually, I think I have to do that in the consolidate step, but they're going to consolidate this way afterwards anyway. So, because I can get all the attacks in, I'm just doing it now.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I see what you mean. So everyone would have been fighting anyway. At the end of the fight phase, they would have wound up looking like that, but you're just getting out of the way.
Yeah.
I believe you can do it in the pile in, just you can't actually hit me. So
You are absolutely right.
Pile in,
I
you
can
engage it in
yeah.
combat, but you can't strike it because
You're
didn't
absolutely
charge.
right, so I can do it in the piling.
It's a very interesting dynamic, this whole snarling other units up by moving craftily in hand-to-hand combat like this. Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3 bikes in at here. So hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. 3 hits. And wounding on 6s now, because it's strength 3, toughness 7, but re-rolling because of Doom. 1 wound, but no AP because it's just a just an Eldar goblin. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hitting on 3s, and is anyone actually within 6? No, they're not within 6 of the outlaw.
So I don't get the rerolls.
I get to reroll. So it's 3 hits, wouldn't have done anyway. 6s. No. Re-rolling because of Doom. No, nothing.
Okay.
So, that is all of the Eldar fighty combat.
Yeah,
You
Nath
now
gets
get
to hit
do
back.
Other combat yourself.
Okay. Now, I believe I do get to hit you with the defender. Is that correct?
What, Malcolm? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you do? So,
Yeah,
because
He
he's...
can attack me, but because I didn't charge him, I can't attack him.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it does have a mild disadvantage. Especially against this thing, because it's quite good at actually, like, hitting you back in hand-to-hand combat, I think, doesn't it?
No, it still only hits on 6s. So it's
okay.
Not really
tanks
good.
generally aren't.
No, I thought it had some kind of special defender qualities that made it a little bit better, but...
Only its Overwatch. Is
yes, of course.
superior.
And I learned my lesson after the weapon.
So, we are then going to do this lot first. So, hit with the defender, hit on 6s, 3 attacks.
2 hits.
Ignore
2's to wound, I think. Is strength 9 or 8?
Oh,
Well, that's
Double
made
one.
that irrelevant.
Squeaky bum time for the Guardians. It's like, tracks.
Right. Now, I think
oh, no, actually, it's very slow. We'll just move out of the way then, shall we?
he's
Okay.
going to be on yellows. It's going to be D3 attacks from the Chimera.
Oh, yeah, 3 of them.
Again, hitting on 6s.
Another one.
No wound.
No wound. Right, now let's read what
these
the
bikes are
super
doing
sword
exactly what I had intended, which is getting them up the table and surrounding tanks. That was one of the things I was hoping to do with them, was to start locking things down, and especially transports.
They are very swarmy looking from here, I have to say. So,
We have Claw of the Desert Tiger.
this is old
So he-
matey boy down here.
He has 3 attacks, but he gets to make 2 additional attacks because of the Claw of the Desert Tiger.
Does he?
Still only strength 3,
He's,
sadly.
he's fucking windmilling it. He's windmilling it. Spin around. Oh.
That's 4 hits.
Nice.
I believe it's 3 pluses. Yeah, 3 pluses.
Because it's a power weapon?
On 4s.
2 wounds.
Nay bad.
Any AP.
Minus 3 AP.
Oh, 6s then for Dire Avengers.
They actually have 3+ saves.
Let me check. I don't know whether they anymore have heavy aspect armor.
Consult the PDF of armaments.
I am.
Needed to be getting him in against bikes because these do 2
Well,
damage.
at best, you're going to get 6s, right?
They have a standard a save of 4, so there's no save.
Oh, right, so then.
what I'm going to do, that's 2 wounds that went through, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Exarch. That's 2 wounds.
Okay.
Just so I have myself a 1 casualty.
No worries.
He's a 2-wound squad leader.
They are.
Okay.
And they don't cost you any more points. But
No.
unless you start equipping them with extra armament, which I have.
Okay.
So, then we have 3 attacks with the Primaris Psycho hitting on 3s.
One hit.
One of them. He has strength 5 though, so winning on a 2.
Very nice.
And
Wounding on a 3. But
winning on a 3.
6 is definitely good
6
enough.
is definitely a wound. Any AP?
Minus 1 AP.
So 5s.
He's only gone and done it.
Now, it didn't come up because you saved it, but interestingly, do you assign damage once you failed that armor save. It's basically does D3 damage.
Yes.
So you would have assigned it either to the leader
The
or
only
whatever, then I'd
time,
have
the
rolled
only
the
time you
D3
have to
damage.
decide beforehand is if you've got mixed saves in the unit.
Okay.
And then you have to, like, if you had like a -4 to it or something, and I was an Adeptus Custodes and one of them had a Storm Shield, well then you have to decide what's taking the hit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's the same save on the unit,
Yeah.
and then you decide how you're allocating the wound.
Okay. And then I'd have rolled the D3 damage afterwards.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, because you take the wound and then you take the damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Does this mean the Chrome Dome's fighting next?
The Chrome just fought.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going crazy.
Wacky in the face and not much happened.
Oh,
Yeah, of course. I
The
get
tank.
It
The
can
tank is
ram
what I
the
meant.
Farseer. And not.
No.
Crush them. No. Farseer is slightly too wily to be outfoxed by that thing right now.
But also failing to find a chink in its armour. After the first round, where they
Yeah,
did very, very well,
it was good in the first
they've
round.
obviously just gotten a little bit overconfident and are just taunting it now.
So, morale phase. I have a little test to take
Yes,
over
you
here,
do.
don't I? So,
You lost 6.
I lost 6 guys.
6 guys.
So, well, 6 models. Technically 7 were in 6
Yep.
models. So, they're
Oh,
dead,
good.
Dave.
Yeah, they're out of there.
That's everyone running away.
Anything else got a test, Nate?
No, that was it. Because no models were removed on the other stuff.
And
So-
does this mean that we're now checking some victory points for Duncan?
We are. So I have secure objective 1 because the Farseer is within 3 inches of it.
Very good, very good.
Assassinate, I didn't get. I didn't kill any characters.
No, you did not,
Most
despite your
surprisingly.
best efforts.
I did get Master the Warp, so that's worth D3. It's worth 3.
Oh, typical.
And then I also get Area Denial, but sadly just for the 1 VP because neither of these characters died and they're within 12 inches of the centre. So that's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Blimey, onto your tally of
Just the 5.
8
7.
already.
8 already.
Because I've got Slay the Warlord and First Strike.
Oh yes, indeed. Putting you on a grand total of
With 5 and 8, 13.
bloody hell. What are you
Plays
sitting
one.
on now? Plays 1. Let's do your new objective draw then.
Yeah, okie dokie. Shit.
You did discard one previously, didn't you?
No, I managed to achieve one.
Ah.
I decided I might as well keep secure objective 3 because I might be able to get something there. I don't think I will.
Yeah, it's this
but
one over here, isn't it? Okay.
at this point, I'm just playing.
It's
for
becoming a bit
of
academic
pride.
as far as
Yeah.
the victory is actually concerned. Hammer of the Emperor.
Destroy. Score 1 victory point if you destroyed an enemy unit that was controlling an objective marker at the start of the turn.
Well, it's simple, isn't it? It's that
Yes.
one over there. It's grocery store clerk.
Yeah.
You're just gonna,
just
walk around this place and fire some lasguns at it. And
just gonna die horribly. Yes. Okay.
well, with that in mind, have a little think, and we'll come back to you after you've done some movement.
Yeah. No worries, old boy.
What psychic power did you take?
I took 2 of them, neither of which have come up. One was Night Shroud, so creates negatives, and I can't remember what the other one is. It's over there somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
Needless to say, I've not had any requirement for it.
In your movement phase, you move these guys forward down the right flank.
Yeah, it kept them out of sight of the tank, doing their nice little sort of wedge formation behind the wall.
Your Malcador shifted over here past
Malcador's
the
moved over there.
sandbags.
Not sadly going to be able to shoot, but it means that, when he charges, I can get some Overwatch off at it. This one's literally just fallen back.
Yeah,
out of
backed up a
combat
little bit.
in the hope that if anything charges it, he can Overwatch as well.
And you get to cast a psychic power
I'm
now.
going to get to cast a Psychic Power.
Go for it. Smite.
Smite. I'm looking for the double 6.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
Sadly
7.
not.
So I'm going to try and deny it.
Which you don't do.
I'm going to re-roll the 2
Okay.
Farseer runes. Oh, sadly it goes off.
Excellent.
D3 mortal wounds. Well, I will take the 1 on the Alaitoc.
Okie dokie. So.
Not Alaitoc.
Oh, no,
I'm on
Exarch.
about the Exarch.
Exarch, yeah. Okay, well that was the usual highly eventful psychic phase of the
I'm
Imperial
simply
Guard.
impressed that in both your psychic phases that you cast psychic power, you have managed to get them past the Eldar.
I know,
This is more than Tony ever manages.
It's his bloaty head, I'll tell you. Those veins on his temples are really sticking out. He's doing the business.
And then we can quickly go through the shooting phase because
Yep.
nothing can shoot.
Nothing can shoot.
That fell out, they can't see anything. Shoot.
That's a great shooting phase from the Imperial Guard.
That is awesome Imperial Guard.
Let's go to what they do best.
Sorry, what's the range of a grenade launcher?
24 inches.
Ah, right, then no.
Well, then we'll go straight on to what they do best, which is fighting.
Yeah, obviously.
In hand-to-hand combat. Oh no, sorry, that's what they do worst.
Now, nothing charged, so which do you want to fight with first?
Well, obviously I want to fight with Desert Claws.
Of course you do. Keep windmilling.
Oh,
seriously?
He's whiffed.
So we've got one hit.
Seriously. But it
That
wound.
fails
Doesn't
to
even
wound.
It doesn't wound.
No, because it's strength as user, being a power sword, which power swords are pretty shit, to be honest.
Yes, they are.
So yeah.
That one is evidently.
Right, so I'm going to pick this unit to fight with. So I've got 2 from the Exarch, and
This
then
is dreadful.
It is dreadful. It is dreadful.
that's hits and 4s to wound. 3 of them.
Oh, truffing Nora.
No AP.
3 saves a 5 up.
Done it.
If only you could actually kill stuff as well, it would be great.
Right.
Now-
Attacks with the force stave then.
Oh, go on in.
Oh, come on, boy.
Give him hell.
Right. 2 hits.
Yes.
Running on 3s. 'Cause it's plus 2 strength, I believe. So it's 2 wounds.
And it's negative
Minus 1 or
wasn't it?
2.
Well, roll them, Dunk. You need 5s at least.
Nope.
3s and 1s aren't going to help you.
Okay, so that's fine.
So that's 2 more wounds.
Right, so I have to take the first thing on the Exarch, which is going to kill him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the next one is going to kill an
Aspect Warrior.
There we go.
Okay.
Good effort.
I'm now going to pick the unit of Shuriken Cannon Bikes, which is 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 hits. 6 is to wound, rerollable because Doom's still there. 1 wound, no AP.
Saved it.
There we go.
Because, of course, you're only taking that Doom back at the beginning of your psychic phase, aren't you? So, yeah. Not only is it like your fight phases, it's his fight phases as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all rather
So,
harsh.
D3 attacks from the Chimera.
1.
Also, it'd just be the 1. Hitting on a 6. I suppose I direct it at the unit of 3 rather than the bigger
Cool.
unit, not that it really matters.
Missed. Right, and 3 bikes coming in.
Is it 3?
Yep.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah, I
That's
see.
4 with the 5.
Yeah, so no, I'm looking at the wrong guy over the back there.
And 6s. Rerollable. 1.
Saved
Saved it.
There we go. Okay.
It's the end of my go.
And I fought with everything here. They died.
A little leadership check? Or is it going to be...
Well,
Don't know that
the
they can
leadership
fail.
8. I only lost
So they
2,
can't
so I
fail.
can't.
No. And can you score anything, Nate?
Oh, I hadn't even looked. No, I can't.
Good God, this is a
right.
disaster.
No, sorry. I haven't fought with the ones against dude here.
Oh, no, of
Oh,
course, yeah.
thank you, Dunk.
4 attacks. 2 hits. No wounds. There we go.
Okay.
Evidently, I didn't need to.
Yeah.
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 Duncan's go.
Yes.
Yes, right. Draw some objectives. So we have overwhelming firepower.
These clips are getting shorter and
Legacy
shorter
Sorrow.
and
That's
shorter.
because I had less and less on the table.
And the hidden path. Roll a d6 when this tactical objective is generated. 5. Score 1 victory point if there are no enemy units within 12 of the corresponding objective marker. Well, it couldn't have been a worse one, really, because it's right over there.
Oh, okay, well, that's something. Might
Oh,
keep,
one
you,
with fire
might keep you
power.
under 20 points by the end of this round.
I have to kill something in the shooting phase to get that. That's actually quite
Yeah, maybe you can kill that Russ with 1 wound left on it. Somehow.
We've got a fair amount of shooting over here.
Yeah, that's true. I can certainly try. Then
Or you could fall back off one of these characters and then blast them
shoot
with something.
it. That's kind of where I'm going with it, but then, yeah. Well, to be fair, I'm not doing very well in hand-to-hand combat. So.
You don't really need these tips. Least of all from me.
And then Legacy of Sorrow is score 1 victory point if an enemy character was destroyed during the turn, so that'll go quite nicely with Assassinate.
Oh my God, this is completely playing into you. I think we're going to see a new record for difference in VPs by the end of this. Nave's given up, he's playing Pokemon.
Yeah. Right, well, let's do some movement. It should be pretty quick. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do. But, right. I know what the Alaitoc's doing.
Right, we'll come back to all this in a second.
Come over here.
The fire prison.
It moved.
It left the grocery store, knocking over bags of nappies and tins of beans as it went.
Yep.
So it can fire at these guys down here.
Yep.
Something hopped out of the glistening webway.
Yes, the unit of Dire Avengers that I was holding back in the webway have emerged. To be fair, I had to deploy them this turn anyway, because if you don't deploy them by turn 3, they get killed. The counter's destroyed. So they've come in. These Dire Avengers have fallen back from the Psyker.
Yes.
And hopefully these guys will be able to gun him down.
Yep.
The Warlock has moved over here, where he's hoping to get a single smite off to wipe out the one wound he's got left. But just in case, I've got the 4 Dire Avengers still in hand-to-hand combat. Hopefully we can finally kill him. The Farseer over here has gone off to secure objective 4. Doesn't need to, but it's something to do that puts him outside of 6 inches of the Russ if I manage to blow it up with Spite.
Indeed. Oh, yes. Good thinking, Tex.
These spikes have just remained locking the Chimera, so they can't do anything. And the Alaitoc is chasing down the Malcador because
come back.
he can't be overwatched at. So if I can charge
of course.
and stop it firing again.
Oh, yes. Very mean with that Banshee mask. So let's see about that smite then, shall we?
Well, so yeah, so the psychic phase. Let's do the smite from the Warlock and see whether I can kill him. So, first of all, it's off with 5. Would you like to try and deny it?
Oh, well, you're
I
going to
suspect you probably would.
Yeah.
Yes,
Denied
indeed.
with an 11, so that doesn't happen. What a shame. Right, in that case, the Warlock is going to... It's not the Warlock.
No, Farseer.
Let me just check whether the... It is within 24, so he's going to doom the Chimera again. So on a 7. There we go, on a 7. And then his second psychic power will be Smite again, which has now been cast on a 6, because there's previously been a Smite against the Leman Russ. That's off with a 7.
Wow.
So, D3 mortal wounds, it will die, so does it blow up?
Yay! But
Is there anything within 6?
No, of course there isn't, because you've been too clever about it.
Sorry.
You little Speedy Gonzales, you've got away.
So bang.
Poof.
There we go.
Remove it. Remove it from the table, Nathan. Take it away.
1, 2.
Right, that is the psychic phase. Nothing more to do there.
So, I believe it's the shooting phase next. Maybe you should fire this big thing.
I am going to fire that thing. It's going to fire twice. Because it only moves half distance.
Yes, indeed.
It can fire twice still. Now, it is heavy and it doesn't have, because I couldn't afford the points for it, I couldn't give it the targeting relay, which would mean that it could fire heavy weapons without penalty. So it is going to be hitting on 4s. Not on 4s. So it's going to fire 2d6 shots at the Guardsmen in the Ruins. And 2 twice. Wonderful.
4
Hitting on
pluses.
4s. Hits once, killing on a 2. There we go.
Well, that's amazing.
That was highly successful. And I don't think it's within 12. Oh, actually, it is. So it'll fire shuriken catapults at them as well. 4s. 2.
2 wounds.
2 wounds. No negative. So 4s.
3s, actually, because they're in the ruins.
So 4s. Because they do believe 5.
Oh, yep, sorry.
So
One more is dead. Wait, it killed something with a shuriken catapult. Well. Okay, Dire Avengers over here are going to hopefully slaughter that Psyker.
They're within 18.
They are indeed. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, because he didn't get given the Twin Avenger catapult, he actually got given a Shimmer Shield and Power Glaive. So 12, 2, 3, 4.
Shimmer Shield.
Shimmery shimmer.
Let me just make sure that's right. That's, a second. So it's 2, 4, 6.
Oh yeah, how many wounds?
8, 10.
He's on the old 3.
Now, this guy's been doing very well, right, surviving, but I think his number is up.
I'm hoping. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s.
Ugh. Yeah.
1 at AP 3.
Well, they're all.
Well, that's it.
And those no
Just
AP
toss
at all.
them, just sling them out the door, Nate. Throw them away.
So he's looking for 5, isn't he?
Sadly.
With the cocked dart. How the hell did that manage to balance
Not
on
entirely
whatever the hell that was?
That's a shame.
We'll go back and check that haunted dice later.
Yeah.
So he is killed.
Yep.
There we go.
By Crime Dome.
The Alaitoc may as well fire 4 shots into the Malcador. And he'll also fire his Reaper launcher, but he'll fire a single shot, so that it's a strength 8 missile.
Okay.
Options.
Yeah.
It's got options coming out the butthole.
So, the Shogun catapults first of all.
Oh.
4 hits. Wounding on 6s. 1 wound at -3.
6 up save.
So yeah.
Nope, that's 1 more wound off. And then the Reaper launcher, but that's a -1 to hit, so he's hitting on 3s, doesn't reroll 2s. Hits, and it's a 4 to wound. Wounded at negative, I'll check, but I think it's 3. Might be 2.
Well.
Give it a roll.
Get a 5 and
Toss it.
whether it matters.
No.
It's 2. And I think that is a 3 damage.
Well, if it is,
Will put me on 11 if it is 3 damage.
It is indeed 3 damage.
blimey.
Okay.
There we
What's
go.
that called again?
That is the Reaper launcher. So it's the standard thing that Dark Reapers would have. You can either fire Star Swarm or Star Shot. They're both -2, but Star Swarm are strength 5, damage 2. Star Shot is strength 8, damage 3.
So maybe you want to explain to me why he's got one.
Because he is an Autarch, and you can equip Autarchs with a variety of different options. And I take the Reaper launcher. It hasn't come up yet, but he could
Gucci gang.
pick at, because he's taken the Warlord trait, Mark of the Incomparable Hunter, he can target characters even if they're not the closest. Which is why I always then give him a Reaper launcher, so he's actually quite dangerous.
Oh, you're quite dangerous.
It's not the most bent thing you can do with the Eldar Warlord and that trait. You can give that trait to a Wraithseer, and the Wraithseer can take a D-cannon, which is a heavy D3, doesn't need line of sight, strength 10, -4, D6 damage weapon that can snipe characters. It's a bit beardy.
Oh no, that's
Anyone that ever
extremely
does it
beardy.
is just...
But his isn't quite.
Quite beardy enough.
No,
No.
But
not full
beardy enough.
camembert, just a mild brie.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, anyone that feels that is, that's just...
Not allowed in this room.
Not if I'm playing, eh?
So, that, I believe, is the shooting phase, because I've shot everything that can shoot. So, we're going on to the...
Charge phase.
So, the Autarch is going to charge the Malkador.
It's got a Banshee mask, so you don't get any Overwatch.
Get my
And in he goes.
It's in.
Donk.
There you go, very nice. Is that it?
Oh, I should have got additional saves, but it doesn't matter.
Really?
Should have had an additional +1.
Ah, because you were behind the sandbags, but...
But it's not going to make a
You did roll a 2
blind piece of difference.
for your save.
Oh, well,
rather than a
that
5.
makes
so.
it much easier.
And also, those sandbags, it's a big tank. They're little sandbags.
And he is flying, so
Yeah.
you would have thought he would just
To be
fly
fair,
higher than the sandbag.
he's not going to kill it, and he's just chasing it down and engaging in hand-to-hand combat, so he can't shoot.
Preventing it from shooting.
Right, so the charge is always go first. So it's the Autarch against the Malkador. So that is reroll ones. That's 4 hits. It's 6s to wound, but re-rolling because it's the Shard of Anaris.
I sharded.
Nothing.
No, that's it.
I'm then going to pick the first combat. Which
Yes.
is going to be this one.
This one here, okay.
Kill him before he kills me.
Before he starts windmilling with that sword again.
Oh dear. 1 hit. It is
It
a
has
wound.
wounded.
Go on. Fail.
He needs a 5+ refractor field. No, 4+
4
armor.
plus carapace. Oh,
There
I
it
don't
is.
think I've done it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right, you now get to pick the second normal combat.
It's going to be this one, isn't
Given
it?
that it's tanks, I don't think you care about that much. It's going to be this one. isn't
Yeah,
it?
he's going to have a
5 attacks, is it?
5 attacks with his
Hitting on 3s?
head on 3s.
Oh, 4 of them.
Strength,
Strength
as user.
3, sadly.
3 wounds.
Three of them.
-3, isn't
-3.
it? So that's
With power
just
sword.
3 dead.
That
Aspect
is an
warriors.
impressive bit of killing.
That is.
That's,
For a guardsman.
yeah, that's not bad, huh?
Well, to be fair, he's not a guardsman, he is an officer.
For a human. I think he means for a human.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yes, this has not gone according to plan at all.
And then you get to hit something with the tank, possibly.
Oh, I still got those.
Yeah,
to
he
play
gets to do his.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, I'll do the 5 strong bike unit first. And Doom is out on them again. So, 5 strong. Hits. Ooh. Well, it doesn't matter because they only need ones. So hit twice. And 6s. 1. 1.
Nathan.
No
One-
AP.
One saver, 3
One
plus.
save, 3
One
plus.
save of 3 plus.
It's okay. And then the next unit of 3 bite. One hit.
No.
No wound.
You get your D3 attacks with the Chimera back.
2 attacks.
Going against the 3.
Yeah, it would be. Going
One
against
hit.
the 3.
One hit. That's a wound.
Any negatives?
No, because it's just strength. isn't
Yeah.
it? Okay. It's only...
Not saved. That's a wound on a bike.
Okay. It's only the super heavies that have stuff
there we
that does APs in the guard army.
And you got the Malcador against the.
Malcador,
Now is he
which is still-
down a bracket?
Oh.
Well, he's not half
I don't
yet.
think he will be.
It's probably got to be 9.
I'm pretty sure he is. I'll tell you what, I'll roll 3 attacks.
Roll 3.
And if it makes any difference.
No.
We'll worry about
Okay
it.
then.
And that's it, boys and girls. This guy will need to take a break test. 5, 6, 7, 8. He's fine.
Wow.
Is it the morale phase? Because I have to take a break test over here, don't
How many did you lose?
I? 2, so anything but a 6, I'll be fine.
Cool.
The ultimate insult. Lose another
I
one.
fucking hate my life.
He left.
I definitely lose 1. I might lose 2 because I can't remember what leadership for sergeant is.
Oh no, it's 7. They don't have the leadership buff. So that's the fight phase done, Dunk. That's the morale checks done.
Yeah.
So you get
I
to-
scored Assassinate for 1, Legacy of Sorrow for 1, Overwhelming Firepower. Yes, I got that because I killed the.
Yes, you
bug with
did.
that. And the Hidden Path I can't get because it's 5 over there.
So that scores you an extra
3.
adding to your total already of
Total already was. Oh God, what was it?
13, I believe.
13, so-
Not
16. And Nathan, you are sitting currently on.
1.
And I think, really, guys, we've got to have a sensible and grown-up conversation about where this game is heading.
Well, we already had that conversation.
The fact that I can't even get my defender out to do any shooting because
It's
not
just
even
gonna be
gonna get
chased
to
down.
Overwatch because of the Alaitoc mask.
Yeah, that Banshee mask.
You know, even if we go through to the next turn, the most I can get is 1 for the securing objective 6. If I get out here, if they remarkably don't all die, then I might be able to get another 2. But it's all over, isn't it? Really. And if we stop now, then I can rightfully claim that that officer has survived and
Yes.
retreated to fight another day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay then, right, well look, let's call it there. Shake hands, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for a great battle. We'll have a little debrief
Yeah.
and we'll see you soon.
Cool.
Well, that ended up being a little bit one-sided, didn't it?
It did.
It did. Yes.
But it was still, I thought it was still a really interesting game.
I had quite a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I've still got a smile on my face, even though I haven't got any men left.
Not true. Not true.
Yeah.
You had men
Yeah,
left,
like
and most importantly, the guy with the.
The guy with the
Claw of
desert tiger,
That was it.
will take it back to Tallarn and
Yeah.
go, I killed some squishy Eldar with this.
I killed reputedly their best aspect warriors. Yes.
Yeah.
He had the claw of the tiger and he was a born survivor, right? It was impressive.
Yeah.
He took a shower shots off of those Dire Avengers, stood up to that.
Yeah.
They got
Slaughtered
into
them in
combat.
hand-to-hand combat. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I had a feeling because when you've got those single attack miniatures going in hand-to-hand combat, we spoke briefly during the game about how when Imperial Guard charge, right?
Yeah.
They're as good at hitting in hand-to-hand combat as they are shooting with their las guns, but you're obviously limiting yourself to 1 dice per man.
Yeah.
Those Dire Avengers, nice with their guns, but when they're in combat, only 1 dice per man.
Yeah, and
You
also
know.
it was the wounding on 4s rather than wounding on 3s, which isn't quite the same with the Imperial Guardsmen because it's 3s and 3s usually against whatever they're shooting at. But yeah, it's the lack of AP. He was making his saves. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're not set up hand-to-hand combat, right? So
And to be fair, I had absolutely no idea he had 5 attacks in hand-to-hand combat. Otherwise, I probably
no,
wouldn't have
neither
charged
that
him.
was
Yeah.
surprising. But it's the
But I
wing.
like the little surprises like that. I think it's quite cool.
Well, that's why, kind of geared him. I do quite like occasionally tooling up an officer for a little bit of close combat because then people, when I take my Steel Legion list, he's always got his, given the Blade of Conquest and the Gang Fighter, and they're like, he's got 4 attacks and he's like straight 6. That's not very fun. I'm like, yeah, it's good, isn't it, for a crappy officer?
And I didn't give any of the Dire Avenger Exarchs close combat weapons. I'd gone with Shooty. So otherwise they'd be hitting him with the Dire Sword, which is D3 wounds when it wounds and things like that. So Yeah.
Which
No,
we'll
it was good
definitely
fun.
make
I
sure
liked
we'll
it. Liked a little battle going on there, and the Imperial Guard having a little win.
Talking about unpleasant surprises, when you charge that Malkador and then discovered that it gets to Overwatch on 5 pluses.
Yeah, I'm still kicking myself on that because I didn't even need to charge it. I could have charged the Chimera and then just consolidated into it.
Yeah.
So that was just an unforgivably stupid mistake to waste the Wave Serpent that way. Because that's 9 strength 6 shots, a very fast thing that can move around and help tie things up in hand-to-hand combat and whatnot.
But then even that helps you out because by destroying it, you then denied me getting
it
so even when you cocked up,
and to be fair, the Fire Prism blowing up and taking out 3 of the Melter Gunners as well. You know, so while they popped it, it took 3 of them out. That helped a lot. I think the main thing was me being able to secure so many victory points so early. Just put it out of reach, really.
Yeah.
This is what happened.
Didn't have the mobility.
You didn't have the mobility to counteract it.
No.
Whereas those jet bikes can just sit around the table and go kind of where they choose when they want.
Yeah.
They did exactly what I wanted them to do, which was actually tie up tanks and mainly transports, so that the transport can't get the people out. Because you're denying a unit of 10 rapid firing guardsmen that you then can't place orders on, etc. And then if you ever manage to kill it, they can't disembark anyway, they get killed. So I was really happy with the way the jet bikes did that. And I was just saying to Nath, just off camera, that I was really surprised that unit of 10 that you put in the Chimera didn't gun down the jet bikes. And I was really happy that you didn't.
What, you mean stay out of the tank and just
gun
shoot?
them down? Because if they gunned them down, I wouldn't have been able to have enough jet bikes to surround the Chimera.
Yeah.
So they could have done that, and then at a later turn, jumped back in, because there was nothing else threatening them. It was just them. But he's right, that if you hadn't killed them, the guardsmen would have been slaughtered in return. So...
Yeah, there is a natural hierarchy of targets that presents itself with the point of view of fighting that Eldar army, right?
Yeah.
It's like you have to kill, say, the fire prisms first, or at least one of them. If, you know, the other one was far too hidden to really kind of,
Yeah.
But that's a priority. You've got to get that out of the way. That uses a lot of
that
firepower.
turn 1, you know, if I'd been a little bit more... Well, I say a little bit more lucky. I was very lucky. I hit a lot of decent dice roll for that, so I can't really complain on that basis. But if I could have popped that and then freed up that firepower for other targets, could have been...
I suppose part of it worked with the way the battlefield was as well. It allowed me to hide one of the fire prisms so that there was one he was targeting. When I played lightning reflexes on it, he couldn't just immediately retarget the other one because it was out of sight for a lot of them. So that worked quite well, but then that's not always the case. Usually you find you play it and all of a sudden they go and blow up the other tank. But you've at least forced them to waste some shots. It was just a bit of a happy coincidence that it was everything coming in at that.
Because those jet bikes do, from their stat line, from their characteristics, they are killable, right? They're 2 wound, but they're only toughness 4.
And they're 4 up safe.
But you have to have something available to actually sling a bit of firepower at them. And it's burning through so many shots doing other things.
Yeah.
I was afraid of that fire from the fire prisms against my tanks, which, did really...
Your tanks, your big hitters, right?
Yeah.
So you've got to...
But really, with the benefit of hindsight, maybe I should have been putting a lot more rounds into one of those units of jet bikes and get one of the manoeuvrable things off the board, accept some of the casualties I'm going to take from the fire prism. But to have restricted his movement, to have restricted some of those VPs coming in...
Would have kept your vets in as well, because it was the jet bikes that moved up and killed them.
And that's the other thing, I shouldn't have moved forward, but I was so afraid of... Well, I wanted to negate that -1 to hit by trying to get my tanks within 12 inches.
Didn't really come into it in the most part. Yeah.
No. So if I'd stayed back...
You'd have killed the fires in first turn.
Yeah.
Because you'd have had double shots from the Conquerors.
Yeah, I could have been doing much better.
That's the interesting observation you're making there.
Yeah.
Double shots from the Conquerors, he left it on 5 wounds, and he was unlucky with some of the wounding rolls. I think he'd have killed it.
It's that classic thing of, like, because your tanks can move and there's space in front of them, do you just end up mentally drawing yourself into this bad practice? I think I'm a victim of it.
Within a short range, which I didn't need to do at all. I could have moved them forward, 4 or 5 inches, so they'd have been in for the 24-inch re-roll my hits with the coaxial storm bombers.
Coaxials,
accepted the fact. And the fact of the matter is that didn't make a difference. I wasn't within 12 moving forward that first turn. So I'd have still suffered all those minuses. As you say, would have inflicted the same amount of wounds as I did, but I'd have had 2 more shots with the battle cannon.
Yeah.
So
But, it's kind of the way it goes, and different drawing of tackle objectives will make a big difference.
Just about to get onto that as well, because it seems like you've got a lot of gimmies. I'm feeling like the more 8th edition I'm watching, and the more we're doing these Maelstrom missions, the more it seems to be the case that one player ends up getting a big advantage quite early on. They seem to... This is 3 times now it's happened. Your first game, a game that I played against Mark, this game, someone is sort of, getting a fairly decent lead pretty early, something like 5 to 10 points advantage within the first 2 turns. One player's struggling, the other one's getting away with it.
Yeah.
Is this what you found? Duncan, you've played a lot of these scenarios. Do you find this happens a lot, or is this just an unusual trend that we're getting ourselves
it's not unusual, but it's not necessarily the rule either. But it tends to happen more often than I think it might be nice for it to happen.
Yeah.
But yes. Just the right objectives come up that are either gimmies for somebody. I got Secure Objective 6, which was a gimme.
Yeah.
I pulled both Master the Warp and...
The other Psychic Power Manifestation one.
Yeah, which is specific to the Eldar.
Yeah.
So Nath could stop one, but not both.
Yeah.
And that one only got me 1 VP rather than D3, but it still gave me the option of going for D3 on it. And I also... I kind of lucked out with the priority orders being charge a unit with my Alaitoc, who happens to have a Banshee mask and is on a jet bike, and Nath had quite happily come forward, so I was within range to move up and then charge. Otherwise, it might have been an extra turn before I could do that. So a lot of it kind of just happened organically, if you like. But yeah, that gave me such an advantage in victory points that he just couldn't hope to combat.
7 in turn 1.
Yeah. But likewise,
how many turns of scoring 7 do you get? Do you know what I mean? And it's happening in turn 1 as well. It
but
seems
if Nathan
big.
pulled area denial, as well as sort of something along the lines of overwhelming firepower or what have you, then he probably wouldn't have targeted the fire prism other than with one thing to say, right, play your stratagem if you want, but I'm now going to go after the units of jet bikes and try and kill more things. Well, that could have been D3 and D3 straight away, getting up to 6, 1 secure, that's your 7. So it can happen both ways. It's just, with this, it's a bit unfortunate that Nath was getting 1 victory point here and there, and they were just coming out for me as it is.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if you could start limiting what people can and can't score. Force people to say, look, in turn 1 you can score a maximum of 1 objective. Turn 2 a maximum of 2. Turn 3 a maximum of 3.
I think there are some missions like that, aren't there, where you only get the 1 or 2 tactical objectives on the first turn.
Yeah, some of the originals, you drew up to however many the turn was, and that's how many you could score, which I quite like, but then that could be crippling for people that drew Secure Objective 6, and it's sitting, or secure whichever objective it is, but your opponent's got it, and that's your 1 objective that you can score.
What, and you can't give that card until...
You can discard it, but then the next one that comes out that replaces it might be the same sort of thing.
Oh, I see what you mean. So you're not then allowing yourself to get 2 in turn 2 and so forth.
Oh, yeah, you're allowing yourself to get 2 in turn 2 by discarding it, but the 2 that come out, you're sitting there, they could just as easily be defend objective, the same objective, so you can end up completely messed up that way. I think it might be interesting to play one, and we can make up one, which is just, right, you get your up to 4 every single turn, but you can only score 1 in turn 1. Pick which one you score.
Yeah, that's quite nice.
Be interesting.
Yes, you've got options, but
you can't run away with it. So that might make people play very differently.
Up until now, these first 3 battle reports we've done, we've really done it by the rule of the book. Like the book is the law. We followed it to the letter. And yeah, I mean, you can privately in your own hobby groups or whatever, do anything, any scenario that you like.
Yeah.
Maybe some tweaking, could be possible. We're going to go into narrative games soon anyway, aren't we? And start exploring some scenarios and doing things ourselves.
Me and Duncan want to run a campaign, which you might
film, that'll all be coming up.
Do some of these.
So we're going to be exploring different styles of play where this will become less relevant because the victory conditions are going to be entirely different. But
I mean, it was quite interesting battle report for me anyway, because I don't usually take jet bikes, and I did have an idea beforehand. That's exactly what they were going to do: get up the table, kill a couple of things, but mainly get into combat and with tanks and hold them. So just denying his firepower. That would not work against a list where the tanks have the keyword fly. So against Necrons, that doesn't work. They just ignore you and still fire at you.
Yeah.
Other Eldar lists do exactly the same thing. So it's a bit specialist to go after tanks of Space Marines and, well, unless it's a repulsor, and Imperial Guard, etc. Stick a flyer on the battlefield, and that could run around causing problems.
Yeah.
I didn't have a lot of anti-armour, and of course I knew a fire prism was going to go really quickly, so it was about shutting it down. It just so happened the objectives came with it.
Yeah, that first Leman Russ you killed by marrying up your 2 fire prisms and getting the shots down range, doing it that way, it was fairly clear cut in the end. You did kind of overkill it, didn't you?
Yeah.
But were you also fairly fortunate with your dice rolls in that? I think you did get some decent dice in that.
I got 4 hits from the first 2d3 and 5 hits, so that's slightly over with the second.
Yeah.
But because you're rerolling to hit and rerolling to wound, you're expecting to get the hits and the wounds through.
Yeah.
So it really comes down to those. I haven't yet used lance shots from them because it's just too few dice. But if you get your 2 or your 3 out of your 2d3 hits, then all of a sudden it's not gone your way and you're not going to do the damage. But the lance hits do allow you to ignore the cover that something might be sitting in. So very good against a land raider sitting in hard cover, for example, all of a sudden doesn't have any save, and you're doing d6 damage a pop. So it is good for killing tanks. I just tend to prefer more shots because you've got the rerolls to hit and rerolls to wound.
Exactly.
It seems to make more difference.
A lot of re-rolling in that Eldar army.
Yeah, I always design them with it. When you've got an Alaitoc that allows you to reroll ones, you'd be foolish not to take it.
Yeah, what's the range on that?
6 inches.
And it's anything...
It's any
Craftworld.
It has to be of the same Craftworld, so you couldn't take, say, an Ulthway unit in one detachment and have them benefit from an Alaitoc Alaitoc.
Because everything on the table you had there was all Alaitoc.
All Alaitoc, just made it easier.
Yeah.
It means that there's certain things that you're not getting, like if you take Ulthway, everything has a stand-up, 6-up feel no pain, which is actually quite useful. And there's certain stratagems that you can't play because they're only against Craftworlds of a different type.
Yeah.
But also interesting.
It's the same in the guard situation, you know, because they have
I think everyone has it.
Yeah, and some of the stratagems you just throw away because you're not playing with the Australians or whatever.
Typically, certainly even in a 1200 point game, I'd end up usually taking 2 different battalions, not 2 different battalions, 2 different detachments from different Craftworlds. But with this, I just thought I'd make it easy. Fire prisms with a Alaitoc are just useful, making it harder for your enemy to kill them. Jet bikes with it, I thought it might help them survive, get in there. As it turned out, they shot up the table and massacred the vets turn 1, which was quite a happy scenario.
You had an option, talking about stratagems specific for races, you had a Tallarn stratagem that you didn't use, a 3-piece CP one.
Yeah.
In hindsight, could that have helped you at all?
Do you know what?
Explain what it does, first of all.
Okay, so for 3 CP, I get to put 3 units in reserve that can then come on at the end of my movement phase. They have to, when they come on, be 7 inches within a table to a table edge and 9 inches away from an enemy unit. If I'd had that, they obviously wouldn't have been within their super duper melter range, but maybe if I'd done that, I could have had melter popping up behind any of those fire prisms. Because you didn't have that many units, I could have fit at least 1 or 2 on at the end of turn 1 if I'd wanted to.
Does it come at the end of turn 1?
At the end of any movement phase.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
I mean...
And that's not affected by the generic rule that nothing can come on turn 1?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm assuming it is if it's like a normal...
it
I
doesn't,
see things in the
doesn't
webway,
specifically
and the
state
stratagem
that
says
it can't.
at the end of any of your movement phases, but when you're doing match play, it's not in turn 1.
Okay. So I couldn't have used it turn 1, but I could have also maybe had some of my tastier units off the table.
They're also protected when they're off the table, right? Because if they're not in armour, like those melter guns were, then they're vulnerable to getting shot to hell. Whereas you know that the shuriken cannons and shuriken catapults that was doing that shooting at that softer target are going to be standing much less hope against an armoured target, right?
Also, if you kind of look at it, just from the fact that I could have got something on the table near objective 6, got that over, could have potentially got 3 more victory points from that. So, it's one of those things that I didn't use one of the things that only Tallarn can do because I thought it was a bit expensive, but actually quite could have been really useful. And then I did use we can move and not have to worry about minuses for heavy weapons, which I shouldn't have used. I should have stayed where I was. So, it's that temptation of things that you can only do with that faction, so let's do it. And maybe I should have done it the other way around, but there you go.
At the end of that matchup, there was very few guard really remaining on the table. Malcador was being chased by one lone Banshee mask wielding leader. It was very, very unfortunate for him. The commander survived it. There was one squad of guys left over the right hand side, so Dunk really had dominated it by then.
If we'd gone to all 5 turns, I think it would have been a table.
Yeah, but having said that, it was I enjoyed being there and watching it. I thought it was a decent game. So
yeah, it was. The victory points, I think, showed a more runaway thing than it was. There were a couple of times it could have gone very badly wrong.
Yeah.
And luckily it didn't. Like, if the jet bikes had taken more damage charging into the Chimera, even one less jet bike wouldn't allow the Chimera to move, but if I'd killed it, would have allowed the guys to come out and sort of funnel their way round. That freed up the Alaitoc to go after the Malcador.
Yeah.
Blowing up one of the Gleeman Russ and being able to just shut the other one down. It was just nicely placed.
I think what you're getting at there is there's a compounding effect that as your army starts to deteriorate, it then starts to deteriorate faster.
Yeah.
It's a nature of these games. I think that once someone gets an advantage, they can keep pressing that home, and it's difficult to break out of that, no matter which army you are.
And because he had the movement to get in there and shut down tanks without even having to destroy them.
Yeah.
A lot of my firepower was dissipated right from turn 2 onwards.
Yeah.
And also, I think just where the tank had been, certainly the tank on the, to me, right-hand flank, where it had been left allowed 3 models to shut it down.
Yeah.
Whereas previously it would just been able to just go to the side and other guy. I mean, I've always thought that, I know it puts the Imperial Guard infantry at risk, if you like, but if they're sitting in front of a tank in a sort of a slightly semicircular positioning, and they only leave like a couple of inches between them and the tank, you can't charge the tank without charging them as well. I mean, you can try and get behind it if you like, but you've got to get a really good charge roll. So to be able to get in, you're going to charge the guys, and they're going to give you quite a lot more firepower.
To be good at this game, it demands that you're conscientious about the placement of your models at all times. I think there's a strong case for keeping your tanks more spread out. Obviously, you're constrained by the scenery on the table as well. I try to keep the scenery fairly limited, but I also like a battlefield that looks attractive.
Yeah.
But the scenery will push you this way. No, I don't think it should either. I think that you should have like some decent amount of scenery on the table. You shouldn't just be like 2 or 3 buildings and a little bit of area terrain here and there in a 6 foot by 4 foot table. You need a landscape to fight over, right? So
it was interesting to see that the scenery came more into effect in terms of movement limitation than it did for saving throw bonuses.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying.
Possibly the vets, they benefited from being that, because with being able to counter jinx, if you like, with that stratagem as well.
Yeah, it's the funneling of your units, especially say from the Imperial Guard's perspective, forcing those tanks to be a little bit too close together because they've got to squeeze between some hedges this side and a sandbag wall that side, puts them just close enough that, oh, look, your bikes can actually interfere with 2 units at once by doing one shot.
You'd actually have benefited more being on the other side. I think there was less.
I think I probably would have done. And again, that is a definite error that I made, is I picked that side thinking that if I can get guys forward, using their being able to advance and shoot to get into that big building, maybe try and control the centre of the battlefield, and exploit that cover to my advantage, I thought would really help. But in the end, the cover got in my way. I'd have been better off on the side with less cover, and manoeuvring in different ways. But
look, before we wrap this up, can you give a 60-second expose of what you've got in mind for this campaign?
We haven't really discussed it too much yet.
What's the forces?
I've thought of some ideas, but I haven't discussed them with Duncan yet. So
60-second expose. What basics can you say about it?
So starting with a patrol detachment, and that's it to begin with. Just a patrol detachment. So
anything you like?
Whatever you want to put in it, but limiting. I suppose I like the idea of maybe 500 points or 750.
Do some real low points games.
No named characters allowed.
Yep.
And then I keep on forgetting, chapter approved. It's got some interesting ideas of being able to level up your units. If you like.
See.
So as they go through and survive certain combat, as they achieve certain things, you can start enhancing them. So I quite like the idea of trying that out. Some of it, I think, allows for some pretty overpowered units by the
So
end
there's
of
no
it.
overarching story here. It's not like you've devised it's a
I
particular
think
planet
we've
or
each
that
got an
it's-
idea.
Oh, okay.
And, like, I quite like the idea that the Eldar are there ostensibly to draw the Imperial Guard into conflict, to try and get them to escalate up the amount of military forces they've got, because there's something else coming. And they won't do
I
it
like that.
unless the Eldar... It's typically what they do. They go and start fights and draw people
They're
in.
manipulating the strands of fate,
and that
right?
might allow us to bring in some Chaos, or some Tyranids, or some Orcs, or possibly the Eldar are just there being dicks as they usually are.
That's a very nice way of looking at it.
It would also allow us to escalate the campaign a little bit as the
Yeah.
Eldar commit more and more forces, but then we might come up with some specialist missions where Nathan's now got a task to knock out the enemy Farseer. And we can either have that be like a permanent death or it knocks them out for a few battles, etc. if you succeed. The Eldar have got to draw in enough Imperial firepower before disengaging, because they know that, look, we do this, it's going to annoy them even more, they'll escalate it even more, or they're trying to get perhaps a certain military commander to dedicate to the planet or something. I thought it might allow us a little bit of flexibility.
Well, look, we've got coming up, we've got a guy we know called Steve who's going to be doing some practice runs and learning the ropes of 8th edition, so we'll be getting that on film. We will definitely be doing some of this campaign stuff. I think it sounds really interesting. We'll get that started out. We'll start to build a little bit of a narrative around that.
Yeah.
And then we might have a guy or two guys coming down from up country to do some more match play, more of the style of what we've done tonight. So it just leaves me to say thank you to you both. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Duncan, for coming by.
Thanks for
We'll
having
definitely
us.
see your faces on the channel sometime again soon. And thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And anything that you want to add or suggest to us, please leave it in the comments. Right.
Yep.
See you later then. Say goodbye.
See you
Cheers.
later.